These people are fucking stupid. What? She's reading off a script. Well, at least she's admitting that.
The union addresses this hour before everything starts.
There we go. Now you can hear it.
See people interact. And there we are seeing the body language between the Vice President Kamala Harris and Kevin McCarthy, the
douche
chat that they are making.
Yeah, or not interact, as was the minute there. They were both looking to the other sides of the.
And there we can see the Ukrainian ambassador.
Fuck the Ukrainian ambassador.
Who, of course, helped bring down.
What's going on, guys? So right now we're just prepping for the State of the Union, listening to Biden give his whole pack of lies and stuff like that. So told you I'd stream it. We're going to stream it. We're going to sit here. We're going to bullshit. We're going to get through this together because you know it's going to be fucking bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be stupid. It's going to be all manner of things. So we're going to sit here and we're going to listen bit by bit. What the fuck? What the fuck?
I'm gonna put out this public statement.
Hold on, guys. Just had another fucking post removed from Instagram because of inciting harm when I talked about punching a kitten. It's so fucking stupid. I fucking hate Instagram. Cocksucking motherfuckers. One second. And I'm getting high. I'm already feeling it. Already feeling it. Damn it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, literally had a fucking post just taken down on Instagram because I talked about I'm going to go watch Biden's State of the Union and hopefully I'll try not to punch a puppy or kitten or some shit. They fucking, dude, fuck those fucking cocksuckers. Fucking hate these people. Share it to there. Oh my gosh. This shit's ridiculous. What are we talking about?
Behind the biggest stories.
Can there be stability if Vladimir Putin remains in power?
Fuck Zelensky, fuck Putin, fuck them both. Alright, what are we drinking tonight, chat? What do we got? I'm watching the Rumble and YouTube chats.
If you define an autocrat as someone that the people can no longer get rid of, even when there are elections, he's definitely an autocrat.
Some American conservatives like what they see.
Viktor Orban has done a tremendous job, and you've kept your country safe.
CBS Reports explores their growing alliance.
I have come to Texas. We should.
Yeah, Rumble is definitely better than YouTube, guys. Rumble is way better.
A lot of young people here.
And what it means for
If you want to come join us over on Rumble, come on. We don't get censored over there. Here's the link. Come on.
To sum up, the mother is a woman, the father is a man, and leave our kids alone. Full stop, end of discussion.
a new conservative alliance, now streaming on the
There we
free
go.
CBS News app.
Let me feed Daisy real quick, guys. 1 second.
When weather turns extreme,
The threat of severe weather and dangerous tornadoes is expected to last.
CBS News and the Weather Channel bringing virtual weather technology so advanced, so real.
Let's bring in our partners at the Weather Channel.
Now 6 feet of water, imagine that. Cars that can
Monster Java, Molson Ice, Maker's Mark, Daniels, Jack and Coke, Blue Flavored Junk, Maker's Mark. What up, Ken?
Feel the forecast.
Feel the forecast. Streaming on something, something. Fuck those nerds. All right, let me get a pipe ready. I'm doing vanilla flavored tobacco tonight. This is gonna be rough, folks. This is gonna be rough. It's gonna be a lot of lies, a lot of bullshit, a lot of misinformation. I'm honestly waiting to see if Marjorie Taylor Greene trolls the shit out of him. That'll be funny. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. What up, Sir Bofa Cat? How's goes it? We got 400 and almost 500 people watching on Rumble right now. What's going on, guys and girls? There's only 2 genders. Trans people aren't real. You see, they can't censor us over here. They can't censor us, so fuck Twitch, fuck YouTube, fuck Facebook, fuck all those fascist cocksuckers. You're not touching us over here. All right, so what's the bet? How many what do we count a stumble? Anything over a second? How many? We're gonna count how many stumbles tonight, folks. If we can make it through the entire speech without wanting to blow our fucking brains out. What are we gonna say? How many stumbles tonight? I'm going with how many stumbles we doing?
Surround the Capitol, reminding us of the rise of January 6th. The notes that President Biden is touching on lightly, which is that the threat is still out there.
Let me see. Let me see.
But he is hoping people will know that threat.
I'm gonna go with 7. I'm going with 7 stumbles tonight. Dr. Awesome says 12. YouTube, come over to Rumble. Come on. It'd be easier how many words he gets right. All right, let's listen to what he has to say. Dude, if I was Republicans, I wouldn't even be there. But like, I'm not coming in for this.
It's really difficult too. Still,
I'm not fucking coming in for this.
Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi to even talk about this. You know, she did.
There's General Trader Miley up in the front. She deserves a bullet in his head. The piece of shit.
She said she couldn't even watch it, and really all she could say about it was to thank people who have given well wishes to
Sean Southern exposure.
At
Yeah.
that time, I asked her how
3 equals a stumble.
let's
just count it. Anything over a second.
Tonight is pretty remarkable.
The president will, of course, in all of these State of the Unions, reference the people that are up in the First Lady's box or the president's box
There we go.
there as a nod to Paul Pelosi, old friends, about what he suffered at the hands of this political violence, which will be part of the themes, I think, as well, given that what we saw at the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Oh, Jesus Christ. More January 6th bullshit.
Moment because you'll see that Paul Pelosi's still wearing a hat.
26, 6, 15.
From this attack, but he's out and about. He's not shying away from
Rhino
it.
came from YouTube. What's up, homie?
Trying to send a message.
5 to 7, James.
Message tonight when the parents of Tyree Nichols are mentioned. You know, this is a Congress that is once again talking about
Oh, fuck
police
her.
reform. They have not been able to accomplish it. There are renewed hopes that perhaps they can do something, even a smaller bill than they once envisioned.
Toby.
Even that will be difficult to get
Well,
across
it's not
the
in your
finish line.
books, Bilbo.
But these two
It's out
grieving
there.
parents are the living embodiment of the pain that exists in this country and a reminder of the fact that Congress still
Cinema,
hasn't been able to get
mansion.
And worth noting that you have a lot of families that are going to be in attendance tonight, not just Tyree Nichols' family, but the family of George Floyd, the family of
God.
Tamir Rice, the family of Eric Garner, and the list goes
Oh,
on and on.
Jesus.
And that's
I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch
look,
this.
You know, even though the power dynamics aren't necessarily favorable, let's see what we can get done until we know Cory Booker, Tim Scott have...
All these fucking ghetto ratchet families there with their stupid martyr pieces of shit. Oh, God, no. George Floyd was a piece of shit.
Put forth some piece of legislation, perhaps even include Tyree Nichols' name as part of some potential legislation that emerges.
There is so much reverence by Kevin McCarthy, the new speaker, for Tim Scott, the Republican senator, the only black senator from South Carolina, or the only black senator, Republican black senator, and he's from South Carolina. He's been working on this. I know you've done this.
General Miley's fat ass.
Why then won't the House Republicans move on this? Why can't they get anything done?
Well, I think to a certain extent it's a misnomer, and it may be something to push Republicans on, because quite frankly, just last week,
Lucifer?
Steve Scalise said that they were interested.
Rhino, I agree. You're going to need it. I took gummies for this, bro.
That Senator Scott initially put forward.
I took gummies for this.
You know, what Republicans really have an issue with is this issue of qualified immunity. They're not necessarily opposed to more body cameras. They're not necessarily opposed to more.
All right, I gotta. I'm sorry, guys. Like, this is gonna be tough to get through because I know Biden's gonna tell a shitload of lies. He's gonna do a bunch of race baiting. He's gonna do a lot of virtue signaling. He's gonna use black people to do it. Tonight, President Biden is essentially going to do what Democrats normally done. You are going to try and make your points and grandstand on black people. That's what you're going to do. And notice these minorities, folks. I'm in the zone now. Notice these minorities. It's always black. It's never Asian. It's never Native American. It's always black. Because black is so hot right now. Black is so hot right now. Everyone that's black is a victim. Why doesn't other minorities feel the same way? It's only black people. Not all. I can't stand these pieces of shit. Here we go.
2024, which could also affect the dynamics of these discussions as well.
And one thing that's so interesting as you watch this scene on the House floor, you know, so many parents today, I'm not a parent, but I hear them grouse here in the bureau, that their kids are on their screens all the time, that they're always on their phones. So when we're covering Congress, the lawmakers are on their phones all the time. This is one of the rare moments where politicians, members of the Supreme Court, members of the administration are all socializing, phones down, talking.
What the fuck? Shut up, dude. Shut up, nerd.
About this American scene tonight. We rarely remember what is said at the State of the Union, maybe a line or two, but we
no, people remember a lot of what it said because they use it for later commentating.
Are interacting because it does tell us a lot about the dynamics at play. Just look at the images of Vice President Harris and Speaker McCarthy, two Californians, but not two coaches.
Yeah, if you're a black Republican, you're white. You're 100% right.
Had a really natural setting for unity last year because it was just after Russia had invaded.
Buenos dias, Gibby Patriot. What's up, guys?
The United States government is outraged.
We're going to try and get through this together, y'all. We're going to try and get through this together, and we'll talk about it on tomorrow's show.
Delivered a very forceful rebuke of Russia. Everyone was up on their feet. Everyone was, you know, in agreement that the U.S. needed to stand by Ukraine, and it was really this moment of strength and unity. And he's going to have to find a new way tonight to accomplish that same effect. Now that we're 1 year in almost to the start of the Ukraine war.
Hold on, I got to promote the stream.
Congressional correspondent Scott McFarland, because he is inside the House
He is
chamber.
inside. I got to get a charger cable for my phone. 1 second.
Cameras in there. Scott, what's the atmosphere there?
Nora, despite all the comings and goings over the last 90 minutes, embattled Congressman George Santos has just been planted in that seat 3 rows from the back on the center aisle, as if it was a game of musical chairs and he didn't want to lose his spot. The president traditionally turns left to right as he enters the chamber, so Mr. Santos will be the 5th or 6th hand he has an opportunity to shake if he wants to. Trying to get my bearings here, but Nancy Pelosi is sitting about 6 rows back as a rank-and-file member, and as the Supreme Court justices enter, I'll note 3 pivotal senators together. Democrat Joe Manchin, Republican Mitt Romney, and Independent Kyrsten Sinema. In the narrowly divided Senate, they have been near each other since they entered.
All right, here we go.
Now we have the members of the
No, the old kid fucker makes his way into the stand. There's Kavanaugh. There's all of them. Making their way downtown, walking fast, sniffing kids, homebound. Oh, it's going to be a stream, folks. It's going to be a stream. Tamara Jackson, who can't define what a fucking biological woman is because she's not a biologist. That's how retarded she is.
Appointed by the Democratic president or a Republican president there. We are just moments away from we will hear President Biden address the nation and the Congress in delivering this State of the Union. This is usually the largest television audience that a president will have. Last year, almost 40 million people tuning in. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the president's address.
Okay, you said, can you turn the volume of the broadcast up just a bit? Okay, yeah, gotcha. I can do that. If there's audio problems, let me know, folks. There we go. All right. So, thanks for joining me tonight, folks. We're just going to go over this. Does anybody see, did Marjorie Taylor Greene, did she actually bring the balloon in? I know she was talking about bringing the balloon in. I'm not sure if she did it or not. Yeah. War in Ukraine. We've talked about that. Confirmed today. Chemical weapons have been used by Ukrainian soldiers. It's ridiculous. Also, make sure you check out allamericансavageshow.com, guys. If y'all sign up for the notifications, allamericансavageshow.com. Here we go. If you sign up for allamericансavageshow.com, you'll get notifications. You can check that out. Website, we got news articles. We're actually streaming right now on the website too. Check out the podcast. We got merch. We got all kinds of good stuff there. But that's allamericансavageshow.com. Make sure you go check it out. Love all the work we're doing over there. The Spreely.tv crew is kicking ass over there. All right, here we go. They're about to start the shenanigans.
30 minutes. It's really a miracle that he's with us today.
The Uplift. Stream now on the free CBS News app. an original CBS Reports documentary.
Russia could do us a favor tonight. Well, your t-shirts could be on the merch list. Nobody's really wanted t-shirts.
The algorithms feed you content based upon your own fantasy. Potentially at my.
When can I get a Shell Shock hat? They're actually back in stock. Go check shellshockcbd.com. They're back in stock. Or maybe not. We have them. We're putting them up on the website.
All of the QAnon stuff that it became this sick place.
Mr. Fister, I feel you, bro.
Fertile ground for anti-science
Poor soul. I don't know how much being high will help. Godspeed. Gamer, I know, dude. I know.
People are locked in this mindset.
I know, brother. It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to work. I'm gonna have to work on my patience tonight. Thank you, that Immer. Come over to Rumble, guys. If you're not over on Rumble, here is the link. Rumble, they don't censor us. It's a great group of people. There's the Rumble link. Mr. Rosa, I don't feel like dealing with this tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
CBS mornings are, well, everything your morning should be.
Is this a date or we just friends?
Here we are, your favorite morning people. CBS mornings, starting at 7.
Welcome back to CBS News coverage of the President's State of the Union. And there you see the First Lady of the United States, Dr. Jill Biden, entering the chamber.
Oh my God.
Resplendent in purple.
Should be wandering around.
Including the second gentleman, Kamala Harris's husband. There's the Commerce Secretary, Gina Raimondo, among the other members of the cabinet. And is custom, I should say, for every State of the Union, there is one cabinet secretary who is the designated survivor in case something horrible were to happen tonight. That is the Labor Secretary, Marty Walsh.
We don't know if it is a coincidence that he has been chosen to be the designated survivor on the day that reports surfaced.
Let's turn the volume back up, guys.
Altogether, the first cabinet member for President
Andrew said the State of the Union's already given him AIDS.
running the national hockey players.
Right, how's the audio, guys?
And there you see other members of the president's cabinet greeting lawmakers there, including the Secretary of Education, the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. Veterans will be a key part of the president's remarks tonight. And President Biden will enter the House chamber shortly to deliver his State of the Union address. So let's pause for a moment to let the CBS News Network join our special coverage.
It's a joke. That Rhino Romney? Yep. I don't know how the fuck does Romney keep getting elected? How? Fucking how?
This is a CBS News special report. President Biden's State of the Union address and the Republican response.
Good evening. I'm Nora O'Donnell here in the nation's capital. In just moments, President Biden will deliver his second State of the Union address, but his first in front of a divided Congress. The president tonight aims to tell the nation of his administration's accomplishments and discuss his
just real quick question, folks. How many times do you think he's going to attack Trump? Did y'all see Trump's attack of DeSantis today? We'll be talking about it on the show tomorrow. Trump's he's stepping himself into it, man. He's really stepping himself into it. He's really going after DeSantis hard. Mind you, DeSantis has not even made a bid for president. Trump's already attacking him because he views him as a threat. It is past Biden's pet time. Yeah, Trump won't shut the fuck up. It's sad to see that. Man, we got 881 people over here on Rumble. Can we get to 1,000 tonight? How many we got on YouTube? We got 230 over on YouTube. Come on, guys. Get us up to 1,000 over here on Rumble. Oh, it's Speak with Forked Tongue. She's speaking much bullshit 'em. Elizabeth Warren. Did that guy try and sniff her? Politicians. Is that a crayon? I bet it's making some fucking political statement. Oh, by the way, guess what? GOP members are now wearing AR-15 pins instead of American flag. Like, what? Okay, it's dumb. I guess this is their counter. Hey, look at the bitch out of a job. Fuck her and her husband.
He wants to get anything done.
She's like the crypt keeper.
The outgoing speaker, Nancy Pelosi.
I gotta be nice. I need to be
If we're not
nice.
seeing her up there on the podium, our chief political analyst John Dickerson here as well. This is a moment and occasion for the president to speak
Yeah,
directly
Hobo, I was saying that earlier. Maya looks fat as
And
fuck.
Nancy lays out all of his plans and hopes and dreams. But, you know, when you think about what our polling shows people care the most about, they want to hear what
Dances with
he has to
bad
say.
haircut. She looks like a butch lesbian. She looks like a butch lesbian, doesn't she? She looks like one of those fucking old grannies from the Woodstock area lesbians.
The presidency is all about getting knocked off your game. No matter how many plans he has for the world, he's going to face difficulties and challenges that aren't even known yet. And that's important to think about when he lays out all of these promises and as he makes the case tonight in his soft launch for his next presidential run.
Also with us, Robert Costa, the president entering his
Oh, they're gonna be
third
supporting
year
Ukraine
in
like crazy
office.
tonight, boys.
Republican-controlled House. It's going to be very hard for him to get anything done. And of course, the discussion will shift in many ways to politics and whether he's seeking re-election.
President Biden tonight facing a multi-front war with Republicans. It's not just House Republicans who are investigating him and his family. It's the looming 2024 presidential field. There'll be a Republican response tonight from the new Arkansas governor, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And I just got off the phone a few minutes ago with Governor Glenn Youngkin of Virginia. He and so many other Republicans tonight want to go hard on President Biden, on China, and there's some aversion inside the House about whether to spend more on Ukraine.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
There you see President Biden introduced by the new Sergeant of Arms, William McFarland, appointed by Speaker Kevin McCarthy. He is a former U.S. Capitol Police member, escorting Joe Biden, who has spent a lot of time over
No, they're gonna use January 6th tonight. Oh, January 6th is so horrible.
as a United States Senator for decades and then as Vice President of the United States. He knows many of these members well and by name. I want to bring in Margaret Brennan, moderator of Face the Nation. And while this will largely be about domestic issues, foreign policy front and center, not only because
He's gonna bitch out. Guys, tonight's gonna be so much lies, so much misinformation. They're gonna be twisting everything. This is what Democrats do. I really don't want to watch this. I really don't want to watch this.
Well, and those two things you just mentioned, China and Russia, huge impact on the global economy. So if his message is,
Yes, to a random person, if you wish to criticize Jewish nepotism on Rumble, yes, you can. You can criticize black racism, white race. You can accuse anything. You can accuse trans people. You can do whatever you want on Rumble. They don't ban you over here. Now, again, don't go overboard. No slurs or anything like that. But you can disagree with a lot of this stuff. That's why I do love and respect Rumble. They've been good to us so far. So, absolutely.
profiting off of the run-up in oil prices because of that. On China, you will hear
China.
him talk about that global competition in technology and military and all that. You won't hear him say balloon. I'm told they are avoiding talking about this specific
He's not gonna talk about
aerial
balloon.
surveillance program. That
Here's the
Congress
Rumble
has
link.
been
Come on,
briefed and will
folks.
be briefed
Come on,
further,
folks.
And instead frame it as competition between global powers. It's avoiding the
All right, real quick. I got to do the plug. How many of you are Shell Shock users? How many of you are Shell Shock users? You should be. You should be. Guys, have you seen the website? Have you seen the website? I'm not lying. I'm proud of this company. We built this thing in 2019 and we are growing. We're growing very quickly. Shell Shock CBD. Rack out gummies right here that will help you sleep. THC free. No, you will not fail a drug test. Come with a money back guarantee. Halo gummies right here for getting high. We have energy mixes. We have hemp teas. We have beard care with CBD. I use it on my mustache. And yes, I am growing out the mustache. I know a lot of people aren't going to like that, but I'm doing it. I think I can rock it off. I think I can do it. I think I can pull it off. We have CBD oils from Isolate, broad spectrum, full spectrum. We have bath salts, the kind that you don't eat. We have CBD for pets. We have starter packs that you can try. If you don't want to invest a lot of money, just try it out. There you go. And we got the merchandise. We also have chocolates. We have vape pens. We have the gummies. We have the Delta 8 oil. Yes, this is expensive as fuck. It's $250. This is 100 milligrams of Delta 8 per dose. 100 milligrams of Delta 8 per dose. It's called dark matter. It's going to put you in fucking orbit. Code SAVAGE saves you 10%. All right, I'm done with that. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. No, he's still talking. Okay, we're going to keep going with this. We have the Rocket Fuel, which is 600 milligrams in a bottle. We have the Dark Matter, which is 3,500, or 3,000, excuse me. We have vape cartridges. We have sativa. We have indica. We got it all, folks. So if you're wanting it, We ship to everywhere, pretty much. If Delta 8 is illegal in your state, check out our Delta 9 airborne gummies. They're probably not illegal in your state. Same effect, basically, as Delta 8. Still good. I take them both. They're both pretty good. So again, shellshockcbd.com. Check us out. And again, like I said, code SAVAGE, 10%. Boom! And we are launching Shell Shock CBD Lube coming up here in the next 2 days. B-Heap, try the... see if you can do airborne gummies, man. Try that. Or have somebody in a different state resend them to you. Order them to a different P.O. box in a different state, and then, you know, there's ways around it. There are. Just bit. I know. All right, let's get it. Let's get into it. Also, hopefully you're following me on Instagram. My Instagram is JohnBurke1775 and JohnBurke1776. This dude, I'm probably gonna feel sorry for this guy by the end of the night because he looks like he's so fucking out of it.
All
right, here we go.
Or people or anyone if they were concerned that it was.
Biden stumbles.
And we're now seeing really remarkable pictures of that balloon being
Shut up, Ho-Oh.
from the sea. You know, most of the cabinet is there tonight, Nora, but there's always one member of the cabinet who stays behind in an undisclosed location just in case. Tonight, that honor falls to Labor Secretary Marty Walsh, who could become the
Z-Tac, you can take CBD. The isolate, they can't test it. They don't detect it.
because he has been reported to be considering a job running the national.
Okay, now I will say this. Here we go. McCarthy, respect Biden. Don't pull a Pelosi with Trump. Be a good player. Don't be that bitch. I can respect him for that if he doesn't. No, that's not like pandering to Biden, but that is basically being high class. Don't be a liberal.
Present to you the President of the United States.
A very warm reception for President Joe Biden.
And, you know, the Republicans are now in
Audio
control
good,
of the
guys?
House, so this is their first night in control. There were outbursts last year. You know, any one outburst now defines a body. I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but it's a different atmosphere for the Republicans.
Well, let's listen in.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Vice President, our First Lady and Second Gentleman, good to see you guys up there. Members of Congress.
Oh, that's Paul Pelosi, huh? Or no, it's not. Is it? No. That's fucking Kamala's husband? She married a white dude? I didn't know that.
By the way, Chief Justice, I may need a court order. She gets to go to the game tomorrow, next week. I have to stay home. Got to work something out here. Members of the Cabinet, leaders of our military,
Fail.
Chief Justice, Associate Justice, and retired Justice of the Supreme Court, and to you, my fellow Americans. You know, I start tonight by congratulating the 118th Congress and the new Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy.
Damn, the left is standing on that one. Okay, interesting. What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
Speaker, I don't want to ruin your reputation, but I look forward to working with you. I want to congratulate the new leader of the House Democrats, the first African-American minority leader in history, Hakeem Jeffries.
No, I don't think McCarthy will rip the speech. He shouldn't. Don't do that. Don't pull a Pelosi.
He won in spite of the fact I campaigned for him. Congratulations to the longest-serving leader in the history.
Does he seem pretty energetic tonight?
Senate, Mitch McConnell. Where are you, Mitch?
Fuck Mitch. Rhino. He has been practicing this week, Coda. Oh, God.
You know,
Crybaby Schumer.
Senate Minority Leader, you know, I think you, only this time you have a slightly bigger majority, Mr. Leader. You're the majority leader.
Ugh.
About that much bigger? Yeah, well, I tell you what. I want to give special recognition to someone who I think is going to be considered the greatest speaker in the history of the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi.
Ugh. What? Crypt Keeper. No, by far not. Way, no.
The story of America is a story of progress and resilience.
Now I'm bored.
Of always moving forward, of never ever giving up. It's a story unique among all nations. We're the only country that has emerged from every crisis we've ever entered stronger than we got into it. Look, folks, that's what we're doing again. 2 years ago, the economy was reeling. I stand here tonight after we've created, with the help of many people in this room, 12 million new jobs. More jobs created in 2 years than any president's created in 4 years because of you all. Because of the American.
All right, you got to remember we were on the rebound of COVID. A lot of jobs were locked down, shut down, lost. Hundreds of thousands of small businesses were basically closed. That was also under the Trump administration. Biden took over. Those businesses are reopening. He did not create jobs. The lockdowns ended. Businesses opened back up. They're counting that as reopening and also launched new businesses. This is bullshit. But this is what liberals do.
Today, COVID no longer controls our lives.
Yes, it does.
And 2 years ago, democracy faced its greatest threat to the Civil War. And today, though bruised, our democracy remains unbowed.
The greatest threat to democracy since the Civil War? Are you missing, I don't know, World War II, World War I, Vietnam, Korea? I mean, technically not a threat worldwide, but I don't know, World War I, World War II. January 6th, where 4 people died versus World War II, where over 6 million died? These people are fucking retarded. I'm not going to make it through the speech. I'm not. I'm fucking not. If I was there, I'd get up and walk out like, this guy's a fucking retard.
Possibilities. We don't think anything is beyond our capacity.
This guy's
Everything
a
is a
moron.
possibility. You know, we're often told that
Greatest threat. Even 9/11, over 3,000 dead. Are you fucking retarded? I'll turn it up. Sorry, guys. I'll shut up.
Yes, we disagreed plenty. And yes, there were times when Democrats went alone. But time and again, Democrats and Republicans came together to defend a stronger and safer Europe. You came together to pass once in a generation infrastructure law.
That's one.
Building bridges connecting our nation and our people. We came together to pass the most significant law ever, helping victims exposed to toxic burn pits. And in fact,
the PACT Act. Yeah. That's a bust, bro. The claims are getting denied. Oh, my God. So this is the problem with Congress. You think you did something good, it's not doing anything, and you applaud yourselves, and you use veterans to do it. What the fuck is... Oh, God, no. Thought that was fucking, what's-his-face comedian. Trevor Noah right there. That's what he looked like.
Legislation since becoming president. From reauthorizing the Violence Against Women Act.
The what?
The Count Reform Act. The Respect for Marriage Act that protects the right to marry the person you love. And to my Republican friends, if we could work together the last Congress, there's no reason we can't work together and find consensus on important things in this Congress as well.
Whatever, dude. You guys want to fucking mutilate babies? Hell no. Go fuck yourself. Sucks out a shotgun. Eliminated 10,000 jobs your first day in office, bro. You don't get over that easy.
But I think the people sent us a clear message. Fighting for the sake of fighting. Power for the sake of power, conflict for the sake of conflict gets us nowhere. That's always been my vision of our country, and I know it's many of yours.
Bro, you bash Trump nonstop.
To rebuild the backbone of America, America's middle class, and to unite the country.
You're taxing us the hardest.
It's the job, in my view. For decades, the middle class has been hollowed out in more than, and not one administration, but for a long time.
That's two.
Good-paying manufacturing jobs move overseas. Factories closed down. Once thriving cities and towns that many of you represent became shadows of what they used to be. Along the way, something else we lost. Pride, our sense of self-worth.
Because y'all kept attacking America.
The president to fundamentally change things, to make sure our economy works for everyone.
God, I can't wait for this guy to be gone.
That pride in what we do.
What pride?
To build an economy for
You want pride in gays. You want pride in LGBT. They're not pride in America. These same people hate America. The black people hate America. Slavery, all this other stuff. I'll shut up.
Very well. We all do well.
The fuck is he on about? Pride. There's old Bernie wearing his mask. Retard.
I know a lot of you always kid me for always quoting my dad, but my dad used to say, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. He really would say this. It's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay, and mean it. Well, folks, so let's look at the results. We're not finished yet by any stretch of the imagination, but unemployment rate is at 3.4%, a 50-year low. A near record unemployment.
That piece of shit.
Near record unemployment for black and Hispanic workers. We've already created, your help, 800,000 good-paying manufacturing jobs, the fastest growth in 40 years. And where is it written?
Is the volume good?
Okay. Where is it written that America can't lead the world in manufacturing? And I don't know where that's written. For too many decades, we imported projects and exported jobs.
You fucking kidding me?
Now, thanks to what you've all done, we're exporting America.
Guys, you know that? Okay, look, I'm going to pause them right here. I don't give a fuck. We're going to pause this right here. You want to talk about manufacturing jobs? Okay, fair enough, bro. Here you go. Look at this right here. You see this skull tincture? I couldn't find this in America. And the one I did find was so fucking expensive. Granted, it was like $1.25. China, like 25 cents. 25 cents for the same thing. I would love to support America. This is the only product that we have that's fucking made in China is that skull tincture. That's it. Everything else is made right here in fucking America. And I pay more by buying American and supporting American companies than I could go to fucking China. Dude, I could be making hand over fist way more money. But this one I couldn't do. It was like, no, we have to, we can't. That's too much. That's way too much. Now, you might say, John, 30 cents or 25 cents compared to like $1.30 is not a lot. Yes, it is. It is in quantity because you got to remember your minimum order, your MOQ can go upwards of 1,000 to 5,000. So I'm dropping a lot of fucking money. No, manufacturing jobs are not existent in America. America costs way too much because a small business opens their company trying to get bottom dollar, pay as little as they can to have better profits, like more fucking cash flow, and they can't. They fucking can't. That's a goddamn lie. Motherfucker. Okay, I'm done. SocialXCBD.com. Sorry.
Inflation has been a global problem because the pandemic disrupted our supply chains.
Nope.
Putin's unfair and brutal war
Nope.
in Ukraine disrupted.
Nope. Did not. No, it did not. That's a fucking lie. That is a fucking lie. No, it didn't. We did have supply chain issues, but you literally just contradicted yourself. We had a border pileup with your butt pirate Buttigieg there, who was out on vacation because his gay boyfriend pooped out 2 babies and he took 2 months off. Do you remember what happened? There were so many fucking ships sitting in the port, and you basically cracked down. Newsom was like, oh, we're pulling away from 24-hour shifts to 8-hour shifts. And be like, no, that's stupid. And what happened? You had a backlog. How do you have a backlog if there's a supply issue, you stupid fuck? I hate this guy. I fucking hate Democrats.
Blocking all that grain in Ukraine. But we're better positioned than any country on earth.
Ukraine
right
pushes
now.
like 75% export of oil. Shut the fuck up.
But here at home, inflation is coming down. Here at home, gas prices are down $1.50 from their peak. Food inflation is coming down. Not fast enough, but coming down. Inflation has fallen every month for the last 6 months, while take-home pay has gone up. Additionally, over the last 2 years, a record 10 million Americans applied to start new businesses.
Yes!
And by the way,
how many businesses got closed down in COVID, you stupid fuck? Over hundreds and thousands of businesses and companies went under, and they opened up new businesses because they tried. You like, this is also partially Trump's fault. Like, don't get it twisted. It's not just Democrats. It's also Trump. But what the fuck? That's a goddamn lie, bro. Fucking lie. I know. I'm going to stop. I'm sorry. It will be a 3-month show. You're right. I'm sorry.
Someone starts a small business as an act of hope.
You tax the fuck out of us.
And Madam Vice President, I want to thank you for leading that effort to ensure that small businesses have access to capital and the historic laws we enacted that are going to just come into being.
What?
Standing here,
they're just going to come into being. They're just going to come into being.
With you a story of American genius and possibilities.
This guy's like, yeah, weaponized AIDS.
Small computer chips the size of a fingerprint that power everything, from cell phones to automobiles and so much more.
That's why the car industry is taking the hit.
These chips were invented in America. Let's get that straight. They were invented in America. We used to make 40% of the world's chips. In the last several decades, we lost our edge. We're down to only producing 10%. We all saw what happened during the pandemic when chip factories shut down overseas. Today's automobiles need 3,000 chips each of those automobiles. But American automobiles couldn't make enough cars because there weren't enough chips. Car prices went up, people got laid off, so did everything from refrigerators to cell phones. We can never let that happen again. That's why.
Then don't do lockdowns again.
Together to pass the Bipartisan Chips and Science Act.
What? You just passed a bill to help chips that you helped close that.
Folks,
this is politics. This is politics, folks.
I know I've been criticized for saying this, but I'm not changing my view. We're going to make sure the supply chain for America begins in America.
Who criticized you for saying that? Who criticized you for saying that? Nobody criticized you. You fabricated it in. We can all agree on that. But you're basically saying it in that capacity, that context, that like say as if like Republicans said, blah, blah, blah. That's not true.
800,000 new manufacturing jobs without this law, before the law kicks in. With this new law, we're going to create hundreds of thousands of new jobs across the country. And I mean all across the country.
How?
Throughout not just the coast, but through the middle of the country as well.
How?
It's going to come from companies that have announced more than $300 billion in investment in American manufacturing over the next few years.
How does that create jobs?
Outside of Columbus, Ohio, Intel is building semiconductor factories.
Intel, they're already an established corporation.
Literally,
that's not creating jobs. That's not creating small businesses.
10,000 jobs.
Jobs, not businesses. Jobs for Intel.
7,000 construction jobs. 3,000 jobs in those factories.
Those are contracted businesses already in existence. You're not creating new jobs.
Jobs paying an average
partially,
of
yes, partially.
$130,000 a year, and many do not require a college degree.
Good. That's a good thing.
Jobs. Because we work together, these jobs where people don't have to leave home to search for opportunity.
I hate that guy.
It's just getting started. Think about the new homes, the small businesses.
He's not going to have a long speech, folks. He's on meds. He can't.
So much more that's going to be needed.
Wolfgrow, exactly.
To support those 3,000
YouTube, come to Rumble. Come to Rumble. Fuck
and
YouTube.
The factories that are going to be built. Talk to mayors and governors, Democrats and Republicans, and they'll tell you what this means for their communities.
We have 890 people watching right now on Rumble. Come on over, YouTube.
But to maintain the strongest economy in the world, we need the best infrastructure in the world. And folks, as you all know, we used to be #1 in the world in infrastructure. We've sunk to 13th in the world. The United States of America, 13th. In the world in infrastructure, modern infrastructure. But now we're coming back because we came together and passed the bipartisan infrastructure law, the largest investment in infrastructure since President Eisenhower's interstate highway system. And folks, already we've funded over 20,000 projects, including major airports from Boston to Atlanta to Portland.
You bailed them out, is what you did.
Projects that are going to put
bailed them out.
thousands of people to work rebuilding our highways, our bridges, our railroads, our tunnels, ports, airports, clean water, high-speed internet, all across America. Urban, rural, tribal. And folks, we're just getting started. We're just getting started.
Get off my lawn.
And I mean it sincerely.
Oh, I hate that bitch.
My Republican friends who voted for the law, and my Republican friends who voted against it as well. But I still get asked to fund the projects in those districts as well. But don't worry, I promised I'd be a president for all Americans. We'll fund these projects.
That's why you banned oil. That's why you banned oil. Fuck out of here, dude. You've cost so many goddamn jobs, bro. Instagram link coming at you, folks. Go follow it. John Burke 1776. Go follow it. Here we go. Here we go. Hit it up. Go give it a follow real quick. Go give it a follow.
Built 60 years ago. Badly needed repairs. One of the nation's most congested freight routes, carrying $2 billion worth of freight every single day across the Ohio River. And folks, I've been talking about fixing it for decades, but we're really finally going to get it done.
We got 912 viewers.
I went there last month with Democrats and Republicans, and from both states, to deliver a commitment of $1.6 billion for this project.
How many billions have you sent to Ukraine, dude?
And while I was there, I met a young woman named Sarah.
Sure
Who's
you
here
did.
tonight. I don't know where Sarah is. Is she up in the box?
Oh,
I don't
goddamn
know. Sarah, how are you? Well, Sarah, for 30 years.
And she's black. She's black. Go
30
figure.
years, I learned, she told me she'd been a proud member of the Iron Workers Local 44, known as the Cowboys in the Sky.
I feel so bad for her. These politicians riding on their backs.
Cincinnati skyline.
And she's probably a good worker. She probably works
said
hard.
She can't wait to be 10 stories above the Ohio River building that new bridge. God bless her. That's pride. And that's what we're also building. We're
sure.
building back pride.
I'm sure.
Look, we're also
Pride in
replacing
what?
poisonous lead
Your
pipes
side hates America.
Going to 10 million homes in America. 400,000 school and child care centers. So every child in America,
Claudius, yeah, he actually called somebody
every
out that
child in
wasn't
America
dead.
can drink the water instead of having permanent damage to their brain. Look, we're making sure.
Nobody even respects Kamala. She's trying. She just does not instill leadership.
Every community in America has access to affordable high-speed internet. No parent should have to drive by McDonald's parking lot to help them do their homework online with their kids, which many thousands were doing across the country.
Say who?
And when
Say
we do
who?
these projects,
Say who, Biden?
and again, I
Say
get
who?
criticized for this, but I make no excuses for it. We're going to buy American. We're going to buy
Who's
American.
criticizing that, Biden? Who's criticizing? Who's saying not to buy? Name me one Republican that is saying not to buy American. What are you talking about? You senile fuck.
International trade rules.
I get criticized a lot. No, you don't. Not a single person criticizes anybody that says buy American. Fuck, I say buy American if you can.
Democrat and
What a
Republican
retard.
have fought to get around it.
I'm done. I'm done.
Not anymore.
I'm high.
Tonight, I'm announcing new standards that require all construction materials used in federal infrastructure projects to be made in America.
You know what you just did? You know what you just did? You took the market, the capitalistic market in America, and you isolated it, and you removed global capitalism, if you think about it. Now, naturally, you're not going to contract federal projects to foreign entities. Granted, you wouldn't do that. But it still does create the idea of a capitalistic market. Now you're putting more government regulation in place, which again, regardless of what anybody says, the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. Putting more federal insight or oversight, more federal regulation is the wrong fucking, just no. But now you have to say that, hey, and here's where it boils down to, folks, and this is what you don't get about bullshit like this. He says, now we require certain materials. I guarantee those materials probably cost a lot. Smaller companies probably can't afford to utilize some of those materials, so they're now out of the equation. Therefore, you just favored big companies. Now, I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but this is not about creating jobs. You've basically just isolated. You've targeted the, get it, already rich, already successful, already established. You're not letting small companies have again. Oh, these guys are fucking liars. Oh, they're fucking liars. I'm gonna go punch a puppy.
Made in America.
2 words, made in America. That's right, Media Man Darren.
Lumber.
How much is lumber? How much is lumber right now? Hey, Hedgeworm, thank you for the $100. Holy shit, over on Rumble. Thank you, goddamn, thank you. Forgive me, Lord, I shouldn't say that.
My economic plan is about investing in places and people that have been forgotten.
Who?
So many of you listen to me tonight. I know you feel it. So many of you felt like you've just simply been forgotten. Amid the economic upheaval of the past 4
that's
decades,
3. That's 3.
Too many people have been left behind and treated like they're invisible.
Who?
Maybe that's you watching from home. Remember the jobs that went away. You remember them, don't you?
Yeah, you
Folks
took away.
at home remember them. You wonder whether the path even exists anymore for your children to get ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. You remember what it was like when we locked you down. You remember what it was like when we took your jobs. And it's like, bro, you're trying to simp for these people as if you experienced that. You didn't. You didn't. You're the causation of this. And then you're sitting there trying to simp, and these fucking elected leaders just suck the dick of Joe Biden. Yes. Oh, yes, I remember that president. I remember it. I remember. These motherfuckers are the reason. They're the reason, God damn it! Excuse me, Lord, I shouldn't say that. Forgive me. They're the reason! These are the fucking enemy! What the fuck are you talking about? And he just sits. You remember when we all suffered? When we were in this and we locked you down and we destroyed businesses? Jesus. And here's the deal, folks. If Trump said it, it'd be the same fucking standards. It applies to Trump too. It ain't just Biden. Trump would pull some bullshit like that, and the MAGA fucking cultist Republicans would suck his dick. Same fucking thing. That's why I don't have friends. This is why I don't have friends. This is why I'm not Steven Crowder. Goddammit, I don't have a big channel. I hate all people. I hate the government. Here we go. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Well, that's why I get that.
I get that.
That's why we're building an economy.
I get that.
Where no one is left behind. Jobs are coming back. Pride is coming back. Because choices we made in the last several years.
Oh, guys. I just got to pause this real quick. I forgot to tell you guys. Guess what tonight is? My girlfriend is making tacos with the deer meat that I made. Oh, my God. I'm so excited. Guys, her tacos are, when I tell you her tacos are amazing, the deer meat's good. We've already seasoned it. It's fucking muy bueno. And when she makes taco, this woman can cook. When I tell you she can cook, and, it's definitely brought about a new appreciation of a woman that can cook. Because I can't cook. I Uber Eats. It's what I do. She cooks, and she's so phenomenal. She is so phenomenal. This woman, and she'll sit there and she criticizes herself, and she's very hypercritical of her cooking. It's not good, and it's the best thing you've ever fucking tasted, and she's still critical. That's how good she actually is. That's how amazing she is of a cook, and she doesn't believe in herself, though. But she does, but she's too hypercritical. Like, she made lemon bars the other night. In the lemon portion, because I'm going to be honest with her. I will always be honest with her. She wants my honest feedback. I'm never going to lie to her. And I feel that's what you want in a partner. And she asked me, she's like, the lemon bars, how did you like them? Okay, I tried the lemon bars. These are the best fucking lemon bars I've ever had. They're, oh my God, dude. Now, the lemon part, just a slight bit chewy. Just a slight, not a lot. Not a lot. You could sell those at any restaurant or fair. And oh my God. She is incredible. And she's making tacos. Okay, let's continue.
This is, in my view, a blue-collar blueprint to rebuild America and make a real difference in your lives at home. For example, too many of you lay in bed at night like my dad did, staring at the ceiling, wondering what in God's name happens if your spouse gets cancer. Or your child gets deadly.
He's got it on his neck. That dude looks like he's not even there.
Or you're gonna have to
he'll let Eddie Munster in this motherfucker.
A mortgage on it. I get it. With the Inflation
Reduction
Act
Act
that I signed into law,
nice, bro. Nice.
We're taking on powerful interests to bring healthcare costs down, so you can sleep better at night with more security. We pay more for prescription drugs
I'll be right back.
than any nation in the world.
Yes for bomb tacos.
We say it again.
In bed too.
We pay more for prescription drugs than any major nation on earth. For example, 1 in 10 Americans has diabetes. Many of you in this chamber do, and in the audience. But every day, millions need insulin to control their diabetes so they can literally stay alive. Insulin's been around for over 100 years. The guy who invented it didn't even patent it because he wanted it to be available for everyone. It cost the drug companies roughly $10 a vial to make that insulin. Package it and all, you may get up to $13. But Big Pharma has been unfairly charging people hundreds of dollars, $400 to $500 a month, making record profits. Not anymore. Not anymore. So many
got another beer.
We did
got another beer.
Now coming to fruition. We
like
said
what?
we were doing this, and we said we passed the law to do it, but people didn't know because the law didn't take effect until January 1 of this year. We capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month.
Trump had already done it. Trump, go fact check this. Go fact check this right now. Trump already did that. What are you talking about, dude? Trump already did that.
There are millions of other Americans who do not or are not on Medicare,
say, old boy.
including 200,000 young people.
Yeah, I know. We're reinstating what Trump did. Thank you, Feel the Heat. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Let's finish the job this time. Let's cap the cost of insulin for everybody at $35.
Wait. You just said you did it. Now you're saying let's get it done. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And by the way, folks, you can go fact check this. This is a testament to how stupid American politicians feel. And here's what's fucked up about this. This is how dumb American politicians think that you, the civilian, you, the taxpayer, are. That where's my mic? Come back. My microphone's like, I'm tired of your shit, John. I'm fucking out of here. I don't blame you, dude. I'm sorry. I'm screaming at you all the goddamn time. I shouldn't say that. Forgive me, Lord. This dude thinks you're so stupid. You can literally go Google what Trump's policies did for insulin costs. Biden is... What are you talking about, dude? And he thinks you're so stupid you won't go look it up. This is how dumb they think you are. And here's the sad part. Why do they think that? Because we are that stupid. Because our civilian populace is that fucking stupid. We are living in idiocracy. That this dipshit can say something like this, clearly, blatantly lie through his false teeth, and people will just eat it up and they won't fact check it, and he knows they won't. That's how dumb we are. All right, continue. I'll shut up. Motherfucker.
Folks, the big pharma's still going to do very well, I promise y'all. I promise you they're going to do very well.
You help Big Pharma, dude.
This law also caps and won't even go into effect until 2025. The costs, out-of-pocket drug costs for seniors on Medicare at a maximum of $2,000 a year. You don't have to pay more than $2,000 a year, no matter how much your drug costs are. Because you know why? You all know it. Many of you, like many in my family,
McCarthy
have
looks about to fall asleep.
You know the drugs can range from $10,000, $11,000, $14,000, $15,000 for the cancer drugs. If drug prices rise faster than inflation, drug companies are going to have to pay Medicare back the difference. We're finally...
Believe that when I see it, but now you're basically
giving Medicare the power to negotiate drugs.
Okay, do you all know why Medicare and our medical system is so fucked, right? We do have a fucked medical system. Now look, I will admit, at first I was like, no, we don't. Our medical system is fucked. It is fucked. Just like our economy, just like our capitalism in America. But you know why? And also like academia, tuition costs are through the roof. Folks, I'm going to tell you this right now. This is not a left versus right issue. This is a government versus the people issue. And as long as the government keeps us divided and fighting over morsels and scraps between left versus right, they get away with fucking fiscal murder. The more that government interjects itself into our private lives, for example, academia. I've explained this on the podcast multiple times. Now sit down, you little shitheads. Daddy Burke's going to teach you a little fucking lesson. Now listen. Academia went up. Because, again, we refer back to the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. Government wanted to basically promote more minorities, more lower income. It was hand in hand by saying we are going to help provide grants, federal grants, to get the lower end population and elevate them in education so they can go out there and get better jobs and help lift certain poverty rates up out of the lower class into the middle class. Noble effort, right? Again, pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. You took taxpayer money and you invested it to help minorities. And what did these institutions do to you? They bent you over the barrel and they didn't even spit on it. They fucked the government up the ass dry. And here's how they did it. What they did was, so you have LaQuisha from downtown fucking Detroit that wants to go to school on a scholarship. Good for LaQuisha, right? Hey, cool, she's applying. She at least wants to go that direction. I got no beef with that. Good for you, girl. But here's the caveat. The greedy corporatism, this is why corporatism and fucking capitalism are completely different. The academia, it is a business. What did they suddenly do? Well, Normal tuition costs to go learn a fucking 5-month course on underwater basket weaving costs normally $5,000 because that's what people were willing to pay at the time. It was feasible. A lot of those tuition costs reflect the economy. But then what happened? Well, suddenly greedy corporatists are just kind of like, well, wait a minute. So the government's going to pay us to basically take in more grants from minorities. Oh, well, that tuition that was normally $5,000, it's now $10,000. And guess what? If they raise it for the grants, they raise it for everybody. But hey, you can afford it though, can't you? Because you're middle class. Well, guess what that does? It brings you back down to fucking lower. Because now you're in debt up to your gosh doggone, I didn't say it, fucking neck. So what happened? The pathway to hell, good intentions, government intervention, keep it out. Keep it fucking out. There were other ways to try and target the lower fiscal class and raise them, and it ain't through academia. And academia is a fucking scam, folks. I got an associate's degree from SMU. Okay, SMU. You know what an associate's degree is? It's fucking dick all. It's bullshit. It's nothing. You're basically relearning high school. It was the dumbest waste of fucking time I ever had. You know what it's worth? Dick. I run a company now that's almost valued at almost $5 million. I didn't need a fucking degree to do that. Don't you for a second believe these cocksuckers when they sit there and they tell you, you have to go to college to be... No, you truth. You watch entrepreneurs, those motherfuckers, they're different. They are different. They go against the grain. They think outside the box. And the degree does not fucking matter. As long as you have not the knowledge, but the will, the motivation, the persistence, and the ability to learn, you can be successful in America. I'm fucking living proof. A 17-year-old high school fucking dropout. And I'm running a fucking multi-million-dollar company. And it's true. It's fucking true. I'm a living testament. And if my dumbass can do it, any single one of you dick suckers can do it too. So don't you sit there and fucking make excuses, because I don't buy that bullshit. I don't. And if I did buy that bullshit, I would just be enabling you. And that's what you weak motherfuckers want. You want Daddy Bart to sit there and say, oh, it's okay. You're just a... No. Because guess what? Here's the hard facts of it. Some of you are actual victims. Uh-oh. John threw me for a loop on. What does that mean? No, you're actually a victim. Many of you are actual victims. But what does me enabling that victim mentality do for you? Not a fucking thing. So what are we forced to do? Pick yourself up and go back out there and fucking crush it. Don't stop. I don't give a fuck if you're a victim. It doesn't matter. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody's coming to save you. So you got to pick yourself up and keep fucking going. And like I said, those are the people. Those are the Andy Frisillas. Those are the John Burks. Those are the fucking people out there that do great things. It's the same motherfuckers. And what do the people tell them? Well, you didn't go to college. You don't have this qualification. You didn't get this degree. Who fucking cares? And here's the thing. I am no different than any one of you sons of bitches. I'm not. I'm really not. I just have a very articulate way of saying fuck you. And that's literally about it. There's no fucking difference. So I don't know how the fuck we even got here. I'm going to stop. Jesus Christ. I'm giving myself an erection right now. All right, let's keep going. Oh my God. Whew.
Drug prices.
I hate this motherfucker.
Bringing down.
I do want to say this, though. I do want to say this. The success of Shell Shock is because of all of you. It's because of every single one of you motherfuckers that purchased the product and you trusted in me. You believed me at my word that I wouldn't lie to you, and you gave me a shot and you saw that it worked, because I don't lie to people about that. I never will. I will never sacrifice that. But it works. And it's because of every single person that has supported Shell Shock. Because here's the deal. I don't have to keep doing this. Like, I'm set. I'm good. Comfortably. I'm not a millionaire, but I could stretch it out enough to where I'm fucking golden. I just love doing this. And I love getting to interact with you guys. I love getting to hear different perspectives, because it helps make me a better person. It helps me expand my mind and way of thinking and seeing it from different perspectives, and maybe not necessarily agreeing, but at least having an understanding of and saying, no, I get why you think that. But no, I do appreciate all the love. So while I do come off as cocky, and maybe sometimes I am a little bit, but I've worked hard for that, motherfuckers. I have worked my ass off. So sometimes I do get a little cocky. I'll give you that. But I will never be accused of never humbling myself down enough to say thank you to everyone that has put me in this position. And I share that love. I always fucking share that love. Every single small veteran-owned business, I do my best to back those sons of bitch. K-Bar Soap Co., Frontier Coffee Company, Red Clover Coffee Company, Fire for Effect Candles. I mean, I remember these motherfuckers, and they have great products. I've done my best. A Slick Shot USA, my buddy Andy runs that company. All veterans. all doing amazing things. They just don't have the exposure. And I appreciate these motherfuckers. So anyway, I just want to say thank you. While I am arrogant, while I'm a cocky son of a bitch sometimes, don't ever think that I am not, in my heart of hearts, grateful for that love and support. All right, enough dick sucking. Let's go.
Bringing down prescription drug costs doesn't just save seniors money. It cuts the federal deficit by billions
Why
of dollars.
does he do this? No, it doesn't.
Billions of dollars. Because these prescription drugs are drugs purchased by Medicare to keep their commitment to the seniors. Well, guess what? Instead of paying $400 or $500 a month, you're paying $15. That's a lot of savings for the federal government. And by the way, why wouldn't we want that? Now, some members here are threatening, and I know it's not an official party position, so I'm going to exaggerate, but threatening to repeal the Inflation Reduction Act. As my coach, that's okay. That's fair. As my football coaches.
Okay, here's the deal. Cold Hands 47 on Rumble says, Johns, where'd you get that pipe? This pipe was made by Tipsy's Tipsy's Wood Company. Tipsy's & Co. It was a wood company I started. I used to make tankards out of my garage. And we got into pipes for a little bit. Tipsy's failed. It didn't work. But this was one of the most beautiful products that we created. But if you really think about it, like, this is a product from a failed business. And I hated seeing it tank because woodworking is a passion of mine. I do love woodworking. It's such an incredible art to learn because the way you can shape the wood. And no, I'm not trying to make a gay euphemism, even though you totally can. No, it's just woodworking. It's one of the most relaxing things that you can do. You get yourself a Guinness, you get yourself a cigar, you go out there in that garage, you get the fucking belt sander fired up, and especially if it's cold out. If it's cold out, oh my God, dude. And I haven't thought about this in years. Cold my garage, but I would have my little space heater turned on. And I'd have some Irish music blaring. I was on a really strong Guinness keg at the time. I had a Guinness keg in my garage. One of the first things I bought with that money. And I used to make tankards, like the wooden tankards. And it got so much, like I couldn't keep up. There was so much demand, I couldn't provide the supply. But then at the same time, I met Josh, my partner, and we started Shell Shock together. But we called it Tipsy's & Co. And Tipsy's, just some bad financial decisions made. We just didn't do the right thing didn't make the right decisions. We took some risks that we shouldn't have been taking. And unfortunately, it didn't work. And, I had some bad guidance from a supposed expert who wasn't. And I learned some hard fucking lessons, man. I really did. But this pipe, it was made from that company by Micah. Micah was he's still very talented. He's still alive, don't get me wrong. Good dude. We've given him some work here and there. And he made this pipe. And this is a living testament to one of my failures. And I love this pipe. I genuinely swear to God, I love this pipe. But this was made, like I said, just because if you think that Shell Shock was an overnight thing, first time go, you are sadly mistaken. I had tried my hand at various different things. And maybe some people don't know that. Maybe some people didn't follow me. I don't know. But I tried multiple different I tried being an influencer from the likes of Grunt Style, which I'm glad that's over with. Other companies. And, I made him good money. But eventually it was like, I want to do my own thing. I think the real money, the real work, the real satisfaction is when you do it yourself. So, yeah, that's the story behind the pipe. One of a kind. We sold a few of these. These are limited collectability items. And I think we made like about 30 or 40. But, all right, I'll shut the fuck up. Let's keep going. We got a long way to go probably, folks.
To say lots of luck in your senior year.
Okay.
Make no mistake. If you try anything to raise the cost of prescription drugs, I will veto it.
Oh my God.
I'm pleased to say that more Americans have health insurance now than ever in history. A record 16 million people are enrolled in the Affordable Care Act. And thanks to the law I signed last year, saving millions are saving $800 a year on their premiums. And by the way, that law was written and the benefit expires in 2025. So my plea to some of you, at least in this audience, let's finish the job and make these savings permanent. Expand coverage of Medicaid.
No taxpayer money. Raise taxes. Fuck that guy on the left. Cinema's okay. She's all right.
Look, the Inflation Reduction Act is also the most significant investment ever in climate change. Ever. Lowering utility bills.
Got you syrup in the butt.
Leading
I'm here for you, brother.
Clean energy future. I visited the devastating
I feel you, man. I've been
aftermath
there.
of
I've been
record
there.
floods, droughts, storms, and wildfires from Arizona to Mexico to all the way up to the Canadian border. More timber has been burned than I've observed from.
I will say this about your comment. I got to push pause on this. He said, "I'm glad if it takes a while to get through this. I like when you stream. I live alone. It fills a void." You make a very good point. And there's a lot of people, and this is like the good things that social media can kind of create, is that you can create a sense of community. There are people out there that are single. They're alone. They've got nothing going on. They go to work. They go home. They get very little time to themselves. So they'll turn on the phone and they'll watch a stream. I remember when I was streaming on Twitch, we didn't have a community this big, which I'm very blessed to have. Thank you all for being here. But it was just like everybody knew each other's name. Like, I know Hobo Chili in the fucking chat. I know North Star over on YouTube. He doesn't want to come to fucking Rumble because he thinks his user interface sucks ass. I watch these things. I recognize your names. You might not think I do, but I do. And I appreciate you always being here. And I'm not saying this is you or pertaining to you, but there's a lot of people out there that they don't have friends. Maybe they're socially awkward. I don't know. Anxiety, bad PTSD. And they come hang out here, and it's a sense of fucking community. And that's the one thing that I've always appreciated about streaming, is that you have some really good people that you meet. You have some really good people, and it's this weird idea of camaraderie without actually meeting somebody. Because truth be told, if we met each other, we'd probably fucking hate each other in real life. But anyway, yeah, that's the beautiful thing about streaming, man. That's why it's fun. So we got the Lost Savages.
Helicopters. Then the entire state of Missouri. And we don't have global warming?
Missouri, I say, fetch me a julep, my dear Mary Jane.
From Puerto Rico to Florida to Idaho, we're rebuilding for the long term. New electric grids that are able to weather major storms and not prevent those forest fires. Roads and water systems withstand the next big flood. Clean energy to cut pollution and create jobs in communities often left behind. We're going to build 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations installed across the country by tens of thousands of IBEW workers. And we're helping families save more than $1,000 a year with tax credits to purchase electric vehicles and efficient.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know how much these electrical vehicles cost? Tax credits? Cool. But this is why politicians think you're so fucking stupid. Do you get the tax credit, right? No, you get the tax credit whenever you make your claims, okay? A Tesla cost, when I bought mine, was like about 50 grand. I didn't pay cash for it. I paying it off still. But still, the fact is, yeah, I can claim it as a tax credit, but the money up, get the fuck out of here. EV is not the way to go. And also, the crazy part about this is Democrats sit there and they push environmentalism, and you push this idea of we need to get off coal, blah, 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 blah. And solar does not fucking work. It doesn't work because of the weather conditions and shit like that. But you'll sit there and push for electric vehicles. Meanwhile, the energy grids are going to fail. We cannot support that electrical infrastructure because here's the thing. My Tesla draws a 240, excuse me. 220 now. And it's pulling that overnight. Imagine if every car was plugged in, pulling that fucking ampage. Dude, you would have rolling blackouts across the fucking world. Well, country, you get what I'm saying. But still. So this is the hypocrisy of Democrats. You push for clean energy that demands more energy. And it's like, you makes no fucking sense. So it's like, hey, we're helping you get more electrical vehicles, but we're killing the planet faster. But we're not for killing the planet, but we're going to kill it anyway. You're like, what the fuck? You see, I deal with this every fucking day, folks. Every day, and I feel like I'm going crazy. This is why I do drugs.
Efficient appliances.
Am I wrong?
Appliances. Historic conservation efforts to be responsible stewards of our land. Let's face reality. The climate crisis doesn't care if you're in a red or blue state. It's an existential threat.
Here we go.
We have an obligation, not to ourselves, but to our children and grandchildren to confront it.
Not economically, you don't.
I'm proud of how America at last is stepping up to the challenge. We're still going to need oil and gas for a while. But guess what? No, we do. But there's so much more to do.
Republicans are cheering like, yeah, we will. Fire up the truck, Janet. We're going out.
Our future by finally making the wealthiest and biggest corporations begin to pay their fair share.
This is one of the most commonly used phrases by these fucking retard Bernie bro simps. Like, oh my, pay their fair share. Pay. Okay, let's take Trump for example. Let's take Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Trump, his tax returns came out, paid $705 in taxes. Number one, good for you. Fuck the government. Number two, who the fuck is your accountant? Please give me the information. I will pay top dollar for that son of a bitch. Number three, Trump utilized tax code that the bureaucrats in D.C. for the last 40 years with Joe Biden simped for. The taxes that exist, the codes that exist are utilized by big corporations and loopholes that you fucking created. Because where do you think their super PAC donors come from, folks? Follow the money. And this ain't some QAnon bullshit. It's a circle of life. That's what it is. It is a money circle. Here was the little Benjamin. The Benjamin goes from Pride Rock. Oh, the blah, 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 and there it is back in the politician's pocket in the form of a fucking donation, which the corporation can then write off. Fuck me in the ass. This is, oh. But you say this shit and you're just like, what? What? But the most basic American doesn't know this. They don't fucking care. And here's the other part about this. Pay their fair share. Okay. The top 2%, you can look this up. This is a fact. The top 2 to 3% of businesses in this country, billionaires, pay. You know this number. I know you know this number. The top 2 to 3% pay roughly 40 to 42% of the federal income taxes in this country. Now, that's kind of fucked up because they're clearly paying way more than their share, which is an oxymoron coming from Biden. Secondly, why should my business, for being so successful, be penalized more? Because let's just be honest, that's what it fucking is. These taxes are fucking penalties. Why should John Burke, who owns Shell Shock, and Shell Shock becomes a trillion-dollar company, why should I be penalized more through taxation and supply more of federal funds for you to misappropriate when these other companies should pay their fair share? They're clearly not paying. Well, each according to their own. That's why it's a communistic belief, folks. That's why it is a fucking communistic belief. Pay their fair share is fucking communism. But it was capitalism that ushered that in. It was fucking capitalism. Because you do not have the success of the top 2 to 3% under communism, because it's all the same. It's all the fucking same. And that's why these fucking hypocrites will never concede that if capitalism without government interventionism and fascism will succeed. A fair day's wage for a fair day's labor according to the local GDP. It fucking works. But when the government interjects its little tentacles, it stops working. So, this motherfucker talking about taxes is a hypocrite, is a fucking hypocrite. And taxation is, told you, it started me too. Taxation is fucking theft. All right, let's keep going.
Just begin.
That's economics 101, by the way.
Look, I'm a capitalist.
No, you're not.
I'm a capitalist, but pay your fair share.
You're a capitalist that canceled out fucking oil. You tanked big oil. Like, oil companies stopped. They stopped. There's no point investing. Investment confidence is at an all-time low with you, dude. Day one, you signed an executive order and canceled 10,000 jobs, and the Keystone was destroyed, which then put us more on foreign fucking oil, which, go figure, Ukraine exports, and so does Russia. Tax prices went through the fucking roof, and the economy shit the bed. All because of your stupid fucking move to suck the dick of green energy. Of green fucking energy, and it cost us more. And now what are you hypocrites doing? You're bitching more than ever about the same process that you helped facilitate and usher in with your retardation, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Drill, baby, drill.
I think
I just gave myself a boner.
A lot of you at home agree with me and many people that you know the tax system is not fair. It is not fair.
You created it. You benefit from it. You still have insider stock trading by government-favored contracts in the private sector.
Idea that in 2020, 55 of the largest corporations in America, the Fortune 500, made $40 billion in profits and paid zero in federal taxes?
Bullshit. Maybe at least $750. Why? You see, this is where it stops. This is where the questioning stops. That one go, why? Why would yes, madam. Yes. Let us answer the nice lady's question from the left side. Let us answer that. Why, President, Mr. Why is that? Because clearly if they're not brought up on charges, they didn't violate any laws. Therefore, it must have been according to the law. So who passed said laws, Mr. President? Who was there in that? Oh, you've been in Congress for 40 years. That, my dear, that white gentleman is why. Sit down. I'm teaching you something.
Zero? Folks, it's simply not fair. But now, because of the law I signed, billion-dollar companies have to pay a minimum of 15%. God love them. 15%.
15%. Ooh. You're really hitting them there, Joe. You're really hitting them there. 15%. Oh. All I have to do is do more contributions and I can get around that. You know how easy it is to get around that kind of shit? Again, the population thinks he's doing something. I can fucking get around that. You didn't change the laws. You just upped the percentage and you didn't change the laws. So again, this is the ploy. This is what it looks like we're doing, but we're not really doing anything. Because why? Because they need the money. It's all about perception. I have to be perceived by my voter base to be looking like I'm going after the rich, but I'm not really going to because they support me the most. Because what do election campaigns run off of primarily? Yes, money. Lying shit.
That's less than a nurse pays. And I need to be crystal clear. I said at the very beginning, under my plans, as long as I'm president, nobody earning less than $400,000 will pay an additional penny in taxes. Nobody, not one penny. But let's finish the job. There's more to do. We have to reward work, not just wealth. Pass my proposal for the billionaire minimum tax. You know, there's 1,000 billionaires in America. It's up from about 600 in the beginning of the term. But no billionaire should be paying a lower tax rate than a school teacher or firefighter. I mean it. Think about it.
Guys, I don't know if you know this. If you listen to the show, if you watch the podcast, I talked about this before. Last year, I paid $100,000 in taxes. I paid $100,000 fucking dollars in my taxes. That's how crazy it is. $100,000. That's me personally. Why should I be charged so much in taxes for being successful? Why should I be penalized for the more that I earn? Because folks, here's where the libertarian comes out in me. Say like you give me that $100,000 back, okay? $100,000, it's not a lot of money. In the grand scheme of things, it's really not. Hard to get. Once you get it, easy to keep. I promise you this. But here's the fucked up part about this. If John is a successful business owner and they're running a company, they got something good going here and they're clearly generating money, they're creating jobs, and those jobs are paying these employees to take said money and stimulate the local economy by buying fruits, produce, all that other shit, yeah, whatever the case. You get where I'm going with that, okay? Why is it that John gets penalized? Do you think John is going to take that $100,000 and blow it on strippers and cocaine? No. John is going to reinvest that money. Why? Because John is a capitalist. John wants to make more money. Why? Because John loves business. John wants to travel the world. John wants to have something for the next generation. John wants to carve out his niche in this world and leave something lasting. John wants to support those he loves. John wants to do good shit for veterans. John has sold his fucking car. John's done a lot for fucking veterans, even when John was broke. But John, with that $100,000, would reinvest it back into himself. And he's already proven that he can do it, because he made that $100,000 to begin with. So what right does the government have to come in and say, we know better than you of how to invest this money or reinvest this money back into America to make it stronger as a whole, which is a socialistic belief, and it clearly does not work because the elements of human corruption and human corruptibility will always exist in every single government. And the way to avoid that having paramount importance over you is to never give them the right to charge you so much. The U.S. federal government, if you look at the creation and the existence of it, was never to regulate this big. Folks, we have been bamboozled and lied to. The federal government was never meant to be this big. It was micro-fucking-scopic, and it worked. It worked. But what happened? Corruptibility came in, and now Congress wields all the fucking power. You know what I could have done with $100,000? A lot of fucking things. A lot of things. You know how much money I spend local? I buy a lot of shit from a lot of veteran companies too, by the way. A lot of shit I don't even promote. It's like, yeah, let's throw them $1,000. Let's fucking do something. I don't hoard that money. I've got probably about $50,000 in my savings account right now. A lot of fucking money? Yeah, but I give a lot of money away. And that's the thing that pisses me off. Because I should be a millionaire right now if it wasn't for the fucking government. And the shit that I could do with it, the good shit that I could do with it. But the thing is that you don't give capitalists an actually chance. Like a good faith capitalist, you don't give them a chance. You automatically associate them with corruption and corruptibility, and you penalize us. And you don't let us advance. And you hamstring us. And this is why my generation wakes up and realizes how big of a fucked up government that we fought for. You motherfuckers are the actual enemy. And we didn't even know it. We didn't even fucking know it. And that's why I feel fucking bamboozled. So you'll forgive me if I don't give two fucks about paying taxes. Half of me wants to move to fucking Costa Rica and say, fuck the American government. I fought for you sons of bitches. And all you do is you bend me over and you fuck me over and over and over again. Fuck the federal government. I'm done.
I know you aren't enthusiastic about that, but think about it. Think about it. Have you noticed Big Oil just reported its profits, record profits?
Why? Why, Biden? Why? Big Oil. You shut down a lot of Big Oil, which created more demand for the already existing Big Oil, which drove up profits. No fucking shit. Causation and correlation don't necessarily equal the same fucking thing. You are responsible for this. The very same groups of people you claim to demonize, you enable. You're your own worst fucking enemy. You do not see this under Republican leadership. You do not see this.
Last year they made $200 billion in the midst of a global energy crisis. I think it's outrageous. Why? They invested too little of that profit to increase domestic production. And when I talk to a couple of them, they say, we're afraid you're going to shut down all the oil wells and all the oil refineries anyway, so why should we invest in them? I said, we're going to need oil for at least another decade. And that's going to exceed.
There it is. Call them out, Republicans. There it is. Bullshit.
Production.
Bullshit, motherfucker. Your actions said different.
In the production to keep gas prices down. Instead, they use the record profits to buy back their own.
Wait, here it is. Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's going to do it. She's going to say something. Maybe not. She's probably waiting for a balloon reference. I don't know. Lauren Boebert, where you at? I feel they're going to say something. Here we go. Let's see. What are we betting, folks? What are we betting, chat? See, I'm making this fun now. Otherwise, I'd be shooting myself in this fucking idiot. What are we betting? Come on. Here we go.
On stock. Rewarding the CEOs and shareholders. Corporations ought to do the right thing.
Fuck. It's not over.
That's why I propose we quadruple the tax on corporate stock buybacks and encourage long-term investments.
McCarthy's like, nope. Nope.
Still make considerable profit.
But how much more considerable profit could they have made? Look at Tesla, for example. California tried to hamstring Tesla in taxation and shit like that, even on top of giving them tax benefits and things like that. Tesla's like, fuck you. I'm going to Texas, because Texas is like, hey, you don't pay a state tax. We'll take care of you. We'll give you these tax exemptions. Oh, everybody should pay their fair share. And here's the fucked up part about this. It's kind of like, yeah, you're right. Okay, fair enough. If we're all going to get fucked in the ass, we should all take a bite of the shit sandwich equally, right? No, not really, but whatever. But still, then you bring Tesla to Texas, and Tesla pays the employees more, boosts them into the upper income bracket, and the federal government taxes them even harder. So it's just like, the thing that pisses the federal government off is just like, you sit there and you bitch about the incentivization, but realistically, you're just getting more money. You just diversified. It's just from more people. It's still, those corporations are still paying a lot in taxes. So it's like you're filling up one thing and filling up another, and you're collecting both overflow. Does that make sense? And so American people don't think about this shit. They're like, oh, yeah, president, yeah, fuck that guy. And you're just like, wait, what? What? But people like us, we're just kind of like, is this guy fucking serious? And people look at us like we're dumb. They look at us like we're fucking dumb.
Finish the job.
And why do I sound like a New Yorker right now? Why do I sound like a fucking New York? My mom was from New York. I was raised in fucking New York, partially, kind of, not really. In the summertime, it's okay, whatever.
I'm going to close the loopholes that allow very wealthy to avoid paying their taxes.
I'm on
Instead
one
of
tonight.
cutting the number of audits for wealthy taxpayers, I just signed a law to reduce the deficit by $114 billion by cracking down on wealthy tax cheats. That's being fiscally responsible. In the last 2 years, my administration has cut the deficit by more than $1.
You know what I feel bad for with this shit? The bull. And here's the thing, the tax thing, that ain't just Biden, that's Trump. It's all of them. Although Trump was more lenient. He actually spit on the federal dick before he stuck it up your ass. Biden, not so much. But here's what's fucked up. So like you got a dude that is an electrician. We'll just say he's Joe the electrician. And Joe is really good at his job. Joe's invested in trade school, which is a lot. You know, it's okay. It's a lot of money, but not compared to college, okay? Joe wants to be an electrician, and I worked in the electrician's field for about 6 months, and I loved it. It was a good field. Very, very high paying if you stick with it. Tradesmen's jobs are so fucking underrated, and people just don't get it. Oh my God. Your tradesmen are making fucking bank, but nobody talks about Joe the plumber, Joe the electrician, Joe the carpenter, Joe this, Joe the painter. Yeah, painter too. Those motherfuckers are making bank, and you don't even realize it, and the longevity in that is forever. There will always be expansions. There will always be new buildings. There will always be everything. These motherfuckers, they have job security. But the crazy part about it is the federal government hamstrings them because you got to work your way up the totem pole. And you eventually are going to have to make a fiscal leap when you bring on your first employee. You have to be making enough to be able to pay the overhead of your employee and payroll tax, by the way. So what you basically just did is you hamstrung small businesses and you made it even more difficult for them to grow and to flourish and to provide more competition for other bigger businesses to bring them back down and thus keep the cost low for the consumer. But you don't do that. You don't do that. Instead, you tax the fuck out of them. And sure, you have these tax breaks here and there, but it's not enough to split the difference of that jump, that fiscal jump you got to make. So if I'm John Burke and I'm making tankards and I'm making $4,000 a month, I got to pay taxes on that $4,000. I got to pay for equipment. I got to pay for sandpaper. I got to pay for wood. I got to pay all that shit. That's my gross. My net is way less depending on what you're doing, what product you're selling or making. Of that, I had to take that out and pay an employee. That you got to be making a lot of money. And you can't, and here's the thing, your workload increases to the point where you can no longer handle it. That's when you need to bring on an employee. And all these fucking Twitch and all these douchebag little fucking twink cocksucker debaters that have never ran or owned a fucking company want to pop off their cock sheaths saying, I know about, economic. Motherfucker, I've been there. And I'm telling you, you don't know what you're talking about. The federal government, it's like you're trying to jump over this little puddle and the federal government's there just pushing you down and making you splash in every single time. Make that, nope. That's what they do. There, see, it's trying to go again. That's what, motherfucker, I'm going to beat you. But that's what happens. And people don't get this. But the only people that do get it are the business owners. And it's fucking hard. It is hard. So these guys and girls that work their fingers to the bone, you're fucking them over. Meanwhile, corporations are making bank.
$0.7 trillion. the largest deficit reduction in American history. Under the previous administration, the American deficit went up 4 years in a row. Because those record deficits, no president added more to the national debt in any 4 years than my predecessor. Nearly
Trump attack one.
25% of the entire national debt that took over 200 years to accumulate was added by just one administration alone, the last one. They're the facts. Check it out.
That's not true.
Check it out. How did Congress respond to that debt? They did the right thing. They left it
Marjorie,
to three times
Kamala Harris like,
conditions
I
of
don't think that's true. Is that true?
They paid American bills.
Trump added to it, like Trump did.
To the country. So tonight I'm asking the Congress to follow suit. Let's commit here tonight to the full faith and credit of the United States of America will never, ever be questioned. So some of my Republican friends want to take the economy hostage. I get it, unless I agree to their economic plans.
Better.
All of you at home should know what those plans are.
That's called checks and balances, bitches, and you don't like it. But that's what Congress is for, motherfucker. Fuck you. But instead you're like, oh, we have to play by the rules. This is horrible, you nasty Republicans, making sure that we can't have domination in the Congress. That's what they are. That's what they're fucking doing. They know they're hamstrung. They know they're cornered. But all they're going to do is they're going to go for the pity angle. Pity. How dare you Republicans block this issue? Meanwhile, Republicans are just kind of like, bro, we just want you to stop fucking spending. Some of them. Then you got the fucking neocons, like the fucking Romneys, want to send more money. Even the McCarthy's sitting right there. The same neocons want to send more money overseas. So it's like, and here we are in the middle, just kind of like, okay, mom just hit dad and dad just hit mom. They're both shit. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
That's right. They pay their fair share. Some Republicans.
Get him, Lauren.
Some
Get him.
Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority.
Yep, I do. And Republicans are going to, oh no, we do. I would stand up and say, yes, the fuck I do. And I'm pretty sure I would look over and there would be the great and esteemed Rand Paul saying, by George John Burke or Congressman Burke, I agree with you. Let us ban Social Security and give the people back their fucking money. Because the government clearly does not have enough foresight and the ability to forecast the future to invest soundly for the people. Leave it up to the people. The government is not the nanny state. The government is not the fucking bank. It is the people's responsibility. And if you don't put enough away to retire on, that's your problem. And that's the problem we face in not only society fiscally and economically, but society culturally, because the government assumes the role of the nanny state and responsibility is swept out the window. Now it's no longer, oh, you should be accountable for your own actions. Now it's, oh, you're a victim. How can the government help with somebody else's money while we take our fair share? That's what happens. That's why it's a slippery slope. Fuck these motherfuckers. John Burke for president. Get him! Get him! Get him!
Let me give you, anybody who doubts it, contact my office. I'll give you a copy.
There's she. All
I'll give
right.
you a copy of the proposal. That means Congress doesn't vote.
Bait him into it.
Well, I'm glad to see you. No, I tell you, I enjoy conversion.
Conversation?
If Congress doesn't keep the programs the way they are, they'd go away. Other Republicans say, I'm not saying it's a majority of you. I don't even think it's even a significant.
Get him.
But it's being proposed by
individuals. Get him.
I'm not politely not naming them, but it's being proposed by some of you.
Get him. Stir him. Get him emotional. Get him to engage.
Folks,
Get him to engage. God damn it.
We're not going to be.
Because he can't debate. This guy's out of his element.
Being threatened to default on the debt if we don't respond.
They tried.
Folks.
They're just kind of like, you believe this retard? You believe this retard? He did just say that. He did just fucking say that.
So, folks.
Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene does. So, for those that don't know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a Trump cultist. She supported McCarthy there. McCarthy's a fucking neocon. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'm calling it, folks. Marjorie Taylor Greene is slippery. She supports the Constitution in some ways, but behind the scenes, she's fucking sneaky. I'm warning you. I'm fucking warning you. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I do not trust. I think she generally means well. I genuinely feel she's got a good heart. But Marjorie Taylor Greene is a Trump loyalist. She will sell out the Constitution if Daddy Trump tells her to do so. I'm just saying. I'm just fucking saying. I could be wrong. I rarely am. Just saying.
We all apparently agree. Social Security and Medicare is off the books now, right? They're not to be spent.
Get rid of them.
Right.
There's the neocon standing up. He just played right into the Democrats.
Social Security and Medicare are a lifeline for millions of seniors. Americans have to pay into them from the very first paycheck they started. So tonight, let's all agree, and we apparently are, let's stand up for seniors.
You want to stand up for seniors? What are you talking about? You're the reason. Social Security is the reason why seniors have to be stood up for in the first place. Guys, I'm 38 years old. I'm a little over halfway to retirement. I'm getting there. I'm probably never going to retire. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to do something. I will be bored. I will drive my girlfriend crazy. I can tell you that right now. I'm going to have to get out of the house. But it's predicted by that. By the time I retire at 38 years old, I'm going to get back 74% of what I invested over my lifetime. 74%. Not 75, 74%. So all the money that was taken from me, all the Social Security, the Medicaid, all that shit that I paid into, I'm only getting 74% back. Not 100%, 74%. You think that's fair? You think that's right? And you know what the causation for that is, folks? I'll explain it to you right now. Sit down, you little shitheads. Daddy Burke's going to teach you something. Back in the day, when FDR wanted to implement Social Security, we didn't have the medical technology that we do today. The life expectancy back then was not what it is today. Today's like what, 80s, 70s, 80s? Back then it was like 40s and 50s. Nobody lived that long because, the quality of care improved. Medical technology improved. We can save lives now. Things that were once killing people no longer are killing people en masse. We've fixed this. We've understood certain scientific facts about nutrition. By the way, smoking is not good for you. In the 60s, they said it was. Doctors prescribed cigarettes to pregnant mothers, which explains the boomers. But still, I digress. The point being, the government did not have the foresight to know or to understand that as technology progressed, the life expectancy would increase, and you are going to have more people retiring than you will have people working. We're upside down. We got a lot of motherfuckers in this country. And those people that are retiring were once getting back 100% of what they invested before the economy or the federal budget for this started shrinking. Like, so we got to shrink your cut. So you're getting back about 98%. Not a big deal. It's okay. Then it was, you're getting back about 90%. It's like, wait, well, and then it's like, 80%. And now we're at 74%. Because you little fuckers out there can't stop blowing your fucking loads in these baby mamas and putting more of your little cum pets out on the streets. They're going to soak up more taxpayer dollars, and they're not going to invest a lot in the economy, and then we become fiscally upside down. So no, technically, Social Security will never go bankrupt, but you're going to get a smaller cut when you retire. So when you do retire, what before, and don't forget the local economy, the economy at the time is going to have to match this. This is the other part of this that people don't think about. So at the time of retirement, you're going to get back $2,000 a month to live on. You're 67, 60, 70. You're physically unable to work. Can you live on $2,000 a month in this economy? No, the fuck you can't. You're going to have to work again. So what was the point of you paying all that fucking money and you're not getting enough back to even support your retirement? So essentially, you can't afford to retire. That's where we're heading, folks. We just haven't hit that cusp yet, but we're getting there. We are getting there. That's why, fuck Social Security. There is a way, I have thought this through, there is a way to implement a quick, fast end to Social Security while maintaining Social Security. We can basically say from here on out on this year, we're going to allocate, you can take the federal budget and make a sliver of collection 3% roughly, and you start funneling billions into this little account, and you say, in this year, we will stop Social Security. But on this year, if you were born prior to that, you were grandfathered in. You will still collect your Social Security. But if you're 18 years, you're not. Start saving. So, of the remaining 18% or the 18-year-olds that are not going to be paying, you're going to pay just a tiny sliver into Social Security, which is already accruing on its own. Those people retire, they die off, that fund gets depleted, Social Security's gone, you have your own money. It can fucking work. It's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult, but the benefits long-term would far outweigh what we're dealing with right now. Damn! I'm just saying, that's John Burt talking with like maybe half his brain tied behind his back. Am I wrong? Am I fucking wrong? No, I am not. It can work.
Stand up and show them. We will not cut Social Security. We will not cut Medicare. Those benefits belong to the American people. They earned it. And if anyone tries to cut Social Security, which apparently no one's going to do, and if anyone tries to cut Medicare...
You know what you could do to easily just fix this? What if you said instead of like cutting Social Security, like, I mean, we're not going to have Social Security, but we're going to give you free government assistance. What if the government... I'm going to beat the brakes off this motherfucker. What if the government says, hey, we're going to cut a sliver of the federal budget on public education of investing? Hear me out on this, folks. Am I crazy on this one? I'm high as fuck, but hear me out. My brain works better when I'm high. What if the government took a small percentage of the fiscal federal budget and said, we're going to invest in public free education of how to invest efficiently and effectively? More people start investing their money back into the economy. You put more money back into the stock market. Consumer confidence goes through the fucking roof. Now, I'm sure there's more to it than that. But that would be a good direction to take in saying this is how we're going to increase the lower end fiscal economy and make the middle class, the lower fiscal class, the middle class. Because that's the biggest jump. That's the biggest jump. Am I wrong? I mean, I don't think I am.
I'll stop them. I'll veto it. And look, I'm not going to allow them to be taken away. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. But apparently it's not going to be a problem. Next month, when I offer my fiscal plan, I ask my Republican friends to lay down their plan as well.
Oh, shut up.
I really mean it. Let's sit down together and discuss our mutual plans together. Let's do that. I can tell you.
Dr. Austin, you're 100% right.
You're going to cut the
100%.
deficit by another $2 trillion. And it won't cut a single bit of Medicare or Social Security.
Bro, here's the situation I'm facing. Okay, you're talking about housing. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a very good point. Right now, the housing market is so fucking ridiculous. The bank interest rates are, I think I got like a 2.7 on this house, my rate. Bro, right now, they're handing out rates of roughly 5.7 to 6.2. You know how much money that is? In the grand scheme, it's a lot of fucking money. So now, if I go look at a house, because I want another house, I can afford it. I want to take this house, rent it out. Again, I'll probably turn $200 to $300 on it, but the asset is paying itself off because the asset overall is worth like right now about $450,000. But the asset takes care of itself. I don't have to pay that. So this asset is accruing interest on its own. It's its own money wheel. I'm not making a profit, but in the end, I am. I'm saving money in the long run. Meanwhile, I'm into another house that I'm paying off. But I can't make that jump right now because I'm seeing houses out there they're wanting $500,000 for that are not $500,000 houses 5 years from now. So I know in a long-term investment, I'm going to fuck myself because I'm not at the best rate possible ever. Once this housing market rights itself, which it will, no one's going to pay me $500,000 for that house. I'm going to lose money in the long run unless I rent that motherfucker, but that's a long-term investment. And most people, it's like, I'm cool for long-term within my lifetime. That wouldn't be my lifetime. So I wasted money. I wasted money buying that house. It's no longer an asset that's going to accrue an interest. It's going to lose money. This is business 101, folks. Business 101. That's why the housing market and the car industry has gone to shit. And cars as assets, unless you got a collector's, it's not a fucking asset. You're not going to make a lot of money off of selling. You're just not. The only time cars really accrue serious interest is when they become like the models. There's like, oh, that car is like a 57 Thunderbird. Yeah, that's a lot of money. But I'm sorry, your 96 Toyota Corolla, it's not going to turn you a profit. You're wasting money. House, real estate, yes, depending on where you live. Depending on when you live. So, just saying. I'm just fucking saying.
In fact, we're going to extend the Medicare Trust Fund at least 2 decades, because that's going to be the next argument. How do we keep it solvent, right? Well, we'll not raise tax on anyone making under 400 grand, but we'll pay for it the way we talked about tonight, by making sure that the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share. Look,
Clap again. He literally just said this. He literally just said this. They already do pay their fair share.
They aren't just taking advantage of the tax code. They're taking advantage of you, the American consumer. Here's my message to all
How are they
of you
out
advantage?
there.
I have your back.
Okay. He just, oh, this is so slippery. This is what Democrats do. How are corporations taking advantage of you, the consumer, the American people? Like, really think about this. How are corporations taking advantage of you? Corporations still have to make products affordable, even in a shitty economy. They have to come down on their prices to a degree. Otherwise, they go out of business. They're forced to. Companies do not stay in business that as an economy shrinks, they keep their prices the same. No, they're going to have to shrink said prices unless they're doing so good they can afford to like float that for a year, but that's a lot of money. You get where I'm going with this. So when he says, how are they taking advantage of you? They're actually creating jobs. This is what I don't understand. So what he does is he sits there and says, oh, these corporations, these evil people, they're taking advantage of you. But I'm on your side while I fiscally support them with, no, Basil, I've gone retarded.
Already preventing Americans from receiving surprise medical bills. Stopping $1 billion surprise bills per month so far. We're protecting seniors' life savings by cracking down on nursing homes.
Yeah, Nico Pluto, yeah.
That commit fraud.
Nico, that's the thing. Nico makes a good point. He said, hold on the real estate, Burke, unless you have great cash flow. I've got great cash flow. And I know, this is the problem, bro. This is the problem. Like, yeah, I've got good cash flow. I've got the money. But it's the Jew in me. It's the Jew. I'm not paying $600,000 for a $250,000. I'm just not going to do it. It's a principle. The principle. Have you seen this house? I can't. I fucking can't. I'll do it for a car. Float 5 or 10 grand. Okay, I'll pay it. That's not a big deal. But, and I'm not trying to, not to me. I'm not trying to, like, again, real estate. No, I'm not dropping an extra 300 grand just because I want to move into that fucking house. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So, and this is the other point. So people like me are not investing in real estate. Therefore, real estate is shrinking and drying up. It's drying up. And what do? They can either increase pricing as they've been doing, or those motherfuckers are going to have to come down. But the problem is they can't afford to come down. And this is all because of a federal government. I'm just a bill sitting on Capitol Hill.
Endanger patient safety, prescribe drugs that are not needed. Millions of Americans can now save thousands of dollars because they can finally get a hearing aid over the counter without a prescription.
That we increased your taxes to help pay for, that we set out to government contract. Oh my God. Oh! I can't listen to this. I can't listen to this anymore. Oh my God. This motherfucker. Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna pipe.
Capitalism without competition is not capitalism. It's extortion. It's exploitation. Last year, I cracked down with the help of many of you on foreign shipping companies that were making you pay higher prices for every good coming into the country. I signed a bipartisan bill that cut shipping costs by 90%, helping American farmers, businessmen, and consumers. Let's finish the job. Pass the bipartisan legislation to strengthen antitrust enforcement.
That's 4 or 5?
And prevent.
That's 6! That's 6! We got a 2 for in less than 5 seconds, baby! Woo!
My administration is also taking on junk fees, those hidden surcharges too many companies use to make you pay more. For example, we're making airlines
true.
show you the full ticket price up front, refund your money if your flight is canceled or delayed. We reduce.
I thought you already did that. I thought you had to pay for that. Am I wrong on that? I'm not so sure on this one. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I thought they already did that. You could pay for insurance. It was just like an extra 15, 20 bucks. Am I wrong on that? I don't know. I don't think I'm wrong. I could be. I'm not sure of myself on that one. Chat takes a second to catch up. What does chat say? All right, we'll keep going.
Exorbitant bank overdrafts by saving consumers more than $1 billion a year.
It's not a
Cutting
lot.
credit card late fees by 75% from $30 to $8.
So basically, even that one's so easily dissected. So you said you got to cut it down from 75% to 25%, thus creating less responsibility for the consumer that took the loan or the line of credit in the first place. Therefore, there are going to be more lackadaisical in the repayment of that. Therefore, the business itself suffers because it is a business. Banks are a business. More banks are going to start shutting down, and you've given more or less capitalism or less God damn it, the less competitive market. You've shut it all down. This is why it doesn't work. This is why it doesn't fucking work.
$8.
Fuck.
Look,
I'm high off my ass right now. Even I'm like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Can you imagine what our forefathers would have thought of this guy? Can you imagine what they would have? Oh my god. They would have shit themselves. Like this douchebag? This failure at life? Oh my god.
junk fees may not matter to the very wealthy, but they matter to most other folks in homes like the one I grew up in, like many of you did. They add up to hundreds of dollars a month. They make it harder for you to pay your bills or afford that family trip. I know how unfair it feels when a company overcharges you and gets away.
No, you
with
don't,
it.
dude. No, you don't.
Not anymore. We've written a bill to stop it all. It's called the Junk Fee Prevention Act.
Oh, he struggled
We're
through
gonna
that
ban
one.
surprise resort fees.
He struggled through that one,
hotels
baby.
Charge on your bill. Those fees can cost you up to $90 a night at hotels that aren't even resorts. The idea that cable, internet, and cell phone companies can charge you $200 or more if you decide to switch to another provider. Give me a break. We can stop service fees on tickets to concerts and sporting events and make companies disclose all the fees up front. And we'll prohibit airlines from charging $50 round trip for a family just to be able to sit together. Baggage fees are bad enough. Airlines
More
can't
socialism.
treat your child like a piece of baggage.
They don't.
Americans are tired of being. We're tired of being played for suckers.
What are you talking about? Who treats your child like a piece of baggage? I have never, unless it's Spirit Airlines. That's like fucking Waffle House on wings or Walmart in the back end. Like, no. Don't ever fly Spirit, folks. I don't care how broke you are. Don't subject yourself to that fucking, oh my God. It's like a mix of ghetto redneck. Oh, good Lord. I know that sounds elitist. I don't fucking care. I have flown Spirit like 3 or 4 times, and I swear to God, I would rather fucking go on a bicycle to my destination than fly that ratchet ass fucking airlines. Hell no. It is the most uncomfortable seat, most unprofessional. You get what you pay for, and it's fucking busted as fuck. Bam! I'll say it. I don't care.
So pass the Junk Fee Prevention Act so companies stop ripping us off. For too long, workers have been getting stiffed, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
We're beginning to restore the dignity of work. For example, I should have known this, but I didn't until 2 years ago. 30 million workers have to sign non-compete agreements with the jobs they take. 30 million. So a cashier at a burger place can't walk across town and take the same job at another burger place and make a few bucks.
Folks, it's not how it works. It's not how it works. Just because you sign an NDA does not make an NDA actually effective. Did y'all know this? Most people don't know this. That NDA to be actually applied is mainly dependent upon the judge. Because say, for example, you've got someone that signs an NDA and they go to work for another company, maybe in a similar field, and you're sitting there saying, oh, they're sharing secrets, yada, yada. If they've not taken anything from your company, the NDA is not going to work. It's not. The judge will not uphold, because you cannot deny somebody's right to make a living. That's the fucking truth. So you can use these outlandish examples that in law theory could be applicable, that could work, but in actual application, it's not true. A judge would never support that. You can never deny somebody the right to make a living. Trust me, I've been down this road. This guy's full of shit. But most Americans, how many of you own a business where you require people to sign NDAs? Not many of you. Because not a lot of people know that. Because it sounds good in theory, but it's not true. Just because you sign an NDA does not make it applicable.
It just changed. But they just changed it because we exposed it. That was part of the deal, guys. Look it up.
Look it up.
But not anymore. We're banning those agreements so companies have to compete for workers and pay them what they're worth.
Pay them what they're worth. Oh, pray tell, Mr. Joe Biden. This is why Democrats, you love bringing feelings into this. It's not about what you're worth. It's what the economy is valued at. It's what the dollar is valued at. So I'm sorry, that cheeseburger flipper, he's probably never going to really be valued. You're not going to make the same money being a waiter at, say, for example, Ruth's Chris, which, by the way, we need to go get a steak, babe. If you're watching this, we need to go get a steak and some wine because I'm needing me some porterhouse for two with that Pinot and then oh my God, the freaking, so good. So good. I love Ruth's Chris. I'll admit that. I'm not ashamed. It's such a good fucking restaurant. But anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Well, whatever. I was probably right anyway, but I really want some steak now.
And I must tell you, this is bound to get a response from my friends on my left but the right. I'm so sick and tired of companies breaking the law by preventing workers from organizing. Pass the PRO Act.
What's the PRO Act?
Because business have a right. Workers have a right to form a union.
Wait. Oh, please continue. Workers have a right to form a union. Well, yes, they actually do. I will agree with that. Workers do have the right to form unions. That should not be illegal. But, and here's the beautiful part about it. You shut the unions down. You silence the unions. The government oversteps itself left and fucking right when it comes to the unions. And a lot of these unions are actually corrupt because these unions serve as small corporatist governments. Oh, yes, they do. Why? Because the human condition and element of corruptibility exists, whether it be at the fucking federal, capital, it doesn't matter. It does at Walmart level, it doesn't matter. Corruption exists. It's corruption supporting corruption, be it federal or that's how bad it is. I am baked. Woo! Feel good. I feel good. By the way, I'm feeling good from Shell Shock CBD Halo gummies. Took a 50 milligram Ultra Halo. I'm feeling yanked as fuck. All right, let's keep going.
Sure, working parents can afford to raise a family with sick days, paid family medical leave, affordable child care.
So now, as a company, I have to now paid medical leave. How, as a company, can I afford that? How can I afford that? So now you've basically hamstrung small businesses from growing. And what happens? Well, we can't afford that. The business shuts down, or you don't hire employees, and then you get hit with discrimination suits. Do you not see how the government compounds problems here? It's under the gun. Again, tonight's sermon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, tonight's sermon is the pathway to hell. It's paved with good intentions. How many federal examples do I have to give you of how the government fucks every one of us in the ass for a good cause? And yet the good cause could be achieved if the federal government just left it the fuck alone and let community interject itself into said cultural issues or fiscal issues. And the community can bear the burden, and they will. They will. And if it doesn't, the community sinks and you're forced to move to the communities that do handle it. I'm just saying.
That's going to enable millions of more people to go and stay at work. And let's restore the full child tax credit, which gave tens of millions of parents some breathing room and cut child poverty in half to the lowest level in history. And by
When you
the
raise
way,
taxes for.
when we do all these things, we increase productivity.
Folks, always remember, when they say we are going to support any government subsidy-based program, it is federally funded by taxpayer money, and the only way to increase said outpour is to increase said inpour. And that's not really a word, but you get where I'm going with that. So to pay more, you have to take more. In order to take, you have to take what is not yours from somebody else. Therefore, it is fucking stealing. But it's no longer take from the rich to give to the poor. It's take from the rich and the middle class to support those that don't want to fucking work. Oh yes, it's true. Those on government subsidies generally do not need to be on. They are fully capable of working. Oh yes, it's fucking true. And y'all know this. Everybody knows this. And nobody wants to admit it because, oh, for some reason it's a bad thing to admit. It's not a bad thing to admit. It's true. Because it's enabling weak mentalities.
We increase economic growth. So let's finish the job.
Whatever he said, it's a lie.
And get more families access to affordable quality housing. Let's get seniors who want to stay in their homes the care they need to do so. Let's give more breathing room to millions of family caregivers looking after their loved ones. Pass my plan.
Yeah, actually, he
so
does.
we get seniors and people with
He does keep repeating
disabilities the
himself.
home care and services they need. And support the workers who are doing God's work. These plans are fully paid for and we can afford to do them. Restoring the dignity of work means making education an affordable ticket to the middle class. You know, when we made public education, 12 years of it universal in the last century, we made the best educated, best paid, we became the best educated, best paid nation in the world. But the rest of the world's caught up. It's caught up.
No, it hasn't.
Jill, my wife, who teaches full time, has an expression.
Does she?
Hope I get it right, kid. Any nation that out-educates us is going to outcompete us. Any nation that out-educates is going to outcompete us. Folks, we all know 12 years of education is not enough to win the economic competition of the 21st century.
Is it?
You want to have the best educated workforce, let's finish the job.
Finish which job?
By providing
Which time?
access to preschool for 3 and 4 years old. Studies show that children who go to preschool are nearly 50% more likely to finish high school and go on to earn a 2 or 4 year degree, no matter their background they came from. Let's give public school teachers a raise.
Wait, okay. Number 2 things. Give public school teachers a raise with what money? Federal money, more taxpayers, increasing taxes to pay for teachers. Also does not quantify the fact that some of these teachers might not be worth the raises you're giving them. Yeah, I'm going to fucking say it. Some teachers should only be applied raises according to how their skill set is, based upon merit, job performance, things like that. This is bullshit right here. It's making a bland statement saying we're going to give everybody a raise as a teacher. Well, that's like saying every veteran is a good person. That's not true. Some veterans are complete fucking dickheads. I will attest to that. This guy is so full of fucking shit. It's ridiculous. But still, when he talks about give everybody a raise, okay, the other question I want to divert back to is people that are not likely to finish high school. Why? Why are they not likely to finish high school? Why aren't you continuing to follow the rabbit down the fucking rabbit hole? Why aren't they finishing? Because the answer is it's culturally an issue, and you do not want to address that because as a liberal, that's facing you to face some hard facts in regards to race and culture that are very closely associated. Crime statistics show this. Educational statistics show this as well. They don't want to admit this, so instead, they would rather use the vote of minorities to empower their own rich white asses, and they use them as fucking pawns. And if you point this out, what do they say to protect themselves? You're a racist. What do minorities believe? They're racists. That's how fucking slimy liberal Democrats are. And I know I'm high. I know I'm slurring. I don't care. I feel really good. I'm not going to lie. It's what it takes me to get through this shit. All right, let's go.
We're making progress by reducing student debt, increasing Pell Grants for working and middle-class families.
That's why
Let's finish
education
the
costs have
job
gone up.
and connect students to career opportunities starting in high school. Provide access to 2 years of community college.
Guy looks like a character off the Munsters. You rang. Oh my God. She looks like a pissed off, oh my God, she's like a Karen. Yeah. That's weird.
the best career training in America, in addition to being a pathway to a 4-year degree. Let's offer every American a path to a good career, whether they go to college or not. And folks,
okay.
Folks, in the midst of the COVID crisis, when schools were closed and we were shutting down everything,
It's gonna get nice
let's
and
recognize
sad.
how far we came in the fight against the pandemic itself.
Call them out. Call them
While the
out.
virus is not gone, thanks to the resilience of the American people and the ingenuity of medicine, we've broken the COVID grip on us. COVID deaths are down by 90%. We've saved millions of lives and opened up our country. We opened our country back up.
You shut it down. You banned China, didn't you?
Emergency.
The same thing you accused Trump of doing, being a xenophobe.
That's called a public health emergency. But we'll remember the toll and pain that's never going to go away. More than 1 million Americans lost their lives to COVID. 1 million.
Nope.
Families
Numbers are
grieving.
fabricated.
Children orphaned. Empty chairs at the dining room table constantly reminding you.
Oh, gosh. Spare me the fucking whining.
And she used to sit there. Remembering them, we remain vigilant. We still need to monitor dozens of variants and support new vaccines and treatments.
Nope.
So Congress needs to fund these efforts and keep America safe. And as we emerge from this crisis stronger, we're also got to double down on prosecuting criminals who stole relief money meant to keep workers and small businesses.
That's more government interfering. Folks, you know how much fraud they caught with the PPP loans for during the COVID pandemic? The PPP loans they sent out, look up to $60,000 in federal money, which was taxpayer money. There was so much fucking fraud where it didn't apply because government overreach. The government wanted to use more taxpayer money, more of the Federal Reserve that they already had. So we're going to help the poor because of the problems that we helped fucking create. So the government was the causation of our fiscal problems. The government came in to help us fix our fiscal problems that they helped create, and in turn got scammed of federal money that belonged to the very same people they created the problems for. How do people not get this? How is not everybody a fucking libertarian to an extent, except in the whole, you're not a real libertarian. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fuck.
Before I came to office, you remember, during that campaign, the big issue was about inspector generals who would protect taxpayers' dollars who were sidelined. They were fired. Many people said we don't need them. And fraud became rampant.
We don't.
Last
Because
year,
government gave those funds.
I told you the watchdogs are back. Since then, we've recovered billions of taxpayers' dollars.
That's a lot of billions of dollars in
Triple the
mistakes.
anti-fraud strike force going after these criminals, double the statute of limitations on these crimes, and crack down on identity fraud by criminal syndicates stealing billions of dollars from the American people. And the data shows that for every dollar we put into fighting fraud, the taxpayers get back at least 10 times as much. It matters. It matters. Look, COVID left its scars, like the spike in violent crime in 2020, the first year of the pandemic. We have an obligation to make sure all people are safe. Public safety depends on public trust, as all of us know. But too often...
Let the public arm itself, and safety's not an issue. Cops can't be everywhere. Let the public do it themselves.
that trust is violated.
Hey, baby. Thank you, sweetie. Are the tacos ready? Yeah. Oh, okay. We're almost done. Thank you, babe. Does it smell in here? No. It smells good with the tobacco? That's what I'm talking about. I'll be done in here in a second, babe. All right, guys, we're going to speed through this real quick. I love you all, but I got tacos. He's going to keep blathering.
I point that out is we're all talking about the expected
response.
announcement of President Biden.
But to serve the people. Democrats want to rule us with more government control, but that's not who we are. America is the greatest country the world has ever known because we're the freest country the world has ever known, with a people who are strong and resilient. 5 months ago, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer.
Hey, hobo, call me a simp for the tacos? You're damn right I am. Go fuck yourself. You're just jealous you don't have my tacos.
It was a hard time for our family, particularly our kids, Scarlett, Huck, and George. But we kept our faith and persevered.
What else we got? Who else
Thanks
is
to
talking?
exceptional doctors here in Arkansas, a successful surgery, and the grace of God, I am cancer-free. Through it all, I couldn't help but think about my mom. She was 20 years old, and in her from North Korea to Iran, President Biden's weakness puts our nation and the world at risk. And the president's refusal to stand up to China, our most formidable adversary, is dangerous and unacceptable. President Biden is unwilling to defend our border, defend our skies, and defend our people. He is simply unfit to serve as commander-in-chief. And while you reap the consequences of their failures, the Biden administration seems more interested in woke fantasies than the hard reality Americans face every day.
Just a lot of lies, folks. Just a lot of lies. I mean, we all knew this. Come on. Going into this, we knew what this was going to be. This was going to be Biden sucking himself off, fabricating numbers, blaming Republicans, trying to unite the country while also dividing the country with all of his tweets. How many tweets did Biden tweet out against Trump, dividing the country, and then attacking Republicans nonstop for the last 2 years? No, I'm sorry, Mr. President. You don't get to sit there and claim how you're trying to unite us when you sit there and make these tweets about dividing us and then accusing the right of things that we're not actually responsible for. You do these misdirects left and right. This guy is a charlatan. He's a snake oil salesman. He's a fucking liar. This administration is bankrupt. It is a bullshit administration. They are weak in leadership. Their foreign policy is fucking horrible. Economically, they are a disaster. They are a disaster. And the proof is in the fucking GDP. All right, folks, that's it. I'm done for the night. I want to say thank you for streaming, or thank you for being here with me and tuning on the stream. Hey, if you like the show, you know what to do. Go over to allamericansavageshow.com. Turn on the basically notifications. Sign up for the email list. We're going to be actually putting out news alerts to you in your emails. This circumvents big tech censorship. Big tech cannot censor us when we do our own thing. And that's what we should have been doing for this entire time, but we're doing it now. It's not too late. Go sign up for the email list. We appreciate it. We love you guys. There's the link in the YouTube chat. I'm going to post it in Rumble. Also, make sure you tune in every day, 12 p.m. CST, for the All American Savage Show podcast right here on Rumble. Thanks for all the new subscribers. And if you like what you heard, go over to Locals. It's on the Rumble page. Go throw some love at the show there. We appreciate that. And until tomorrow, well, that was boring. Oh, fuck me in the ass. That was boring. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go eat tacos and watch Downton Abbey. And yeah, you can judge me all you want.